Hey,
Ooh, hello. How are you?
uh, a lot worse after reading that shit you just sent us.
Oh, what have I just sent you?
No, the list.
The list. Oh, the list.
Yeah, not happy.
What?
Oh, hey up.
Oh, hey up. Hey up. Here it is. You need a bigger pop on your. You need a pop on your A up, Louis.
Why does you, Charlie? Why does your username change every time we record?
Because I never made an account, so every time I just click on it, and it's like,
Wait, are you making different accounts every time, or are you?
No, there's no. I don't have an account, so every time you click on it, it's like, hey, what do you want your name to be when you join the call? But it doesn't ask you to like make an account,
Oh,
so I just change it every single time.
Right.
Fair enough.
I don't know. It's just why not?
I didn't realize you have an account.
No, you don't even need one. As long as you might need to on your phone, but on the PC you don't need one. So.
Also, after we recorded last week, Charlie, I discovered you had 2 Twitter accounts. What is this? What is this? Cuz
I've got more than that, fam. You think?
It's got more than that, yeah.
Oh, well, the ones that I know are. Oh wait, no, you've got Kingdom of Wham as well, haven't you? You've got like
I deleted
Elder.
that.
Oh, all right.
No, I'm sure that's still there.
No, I've got A Top Lad, which is the 2 main ones, right? Are A Top Lad and Return of the Wham. A Top Lad used to be L.Southern, but is now A Top Lad. And then Kingdom of Wham I deleted, and then Return of the Wham was me making a West Ham account again because I just wanted to talk about West Ham. So yeah. And then there's other ones, but none of those are important. You don't need to know about those. You'll find them eventually, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah,
because I followed.
That's how it works.
Because I followed Return of the Wham before fucking A Top Lad.
Yeah, you missed. Yeah, that's poor on your behalf. I'm not gonna lie about it. Not like in an I'm offended way.
That you had multiple Twitter accounts. Who does this?
I'm not saying it's poor in the sense of like you made a mistake. I'm saying it's poor in the sense of I'm sorry you're gonna have a bad time. Do you know what I mean? It's like that. I'm not like, No one should follow my West Ham account unless you support West Ham, and even then, I wouldn't advise it because
specifically if you don't support. If you support West Ham, then you won't like what you post. So
yeah, if you support West Ham, you won't like the things I say about West Ham anyway. So it's like, really,
only follow Return of the Wham if you really hate West Ham.
Well, but even then, it's about West Ham. It's just annoying, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's just not worth it in any context, really. Is what
what you're trying to say is you have a Twitter that literally has no interest for anybody.
Yeah.
It literally targets no demographics of people.
Yeah, basically
with your content.
Yeah. That's probably what do you want from me? That's like I'm not out here to please people. I'm not a people pleaser.
No, well, I was just thinking. I think I actually respect that you have multiple Twitter accounts for it because I know like a Magic player who constantly just posts about like WWE wrestling and it's fucking annoying.
Bro, name and shame him. Come on.
Nah, I ain't doing that. He might know.
Poor.
He might listen to the podcast.
I mean, he won't because I haven't spoken to him in like I don't know, at least half a year. I imagine.
Bro, that's why because like I have my personal one, and by personal I mean everything but football, and then I have my football one, and it's because most people will be able to put up with. I don't tweet that much anyway. So like you'll rarely get anything from me, but then
you tweet every day. You tweet at least every day.
Yeah, but even then, it's nothing deep. You know what I mean? It's usually like, here's the new flipping Thundercat song. It's not like anything big. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How do I look?
I only ever tweet when I do something funny in Halo.
Yeah, I do. I tend to just tweet whenever.
I've got the best. This is just a quick right. So earlier on, I was tidying up the kitchen, and I just had my music on. I had Spotify on, and Dragonball Durag was on, and I was just grooving about, vibing as one is.
As you do.
As one would when that song is on. And my mum walked into the kitchen And I've never so a lot of times I say to people, I don't think you understand how similar I am to my mum. Like, she is the reason I am the horrendous person I am. And so she walks into the room as I was listening to Dragonball Durag by Thundercat, and she went, "This sounds like Thundercat." And I looked at her. And
What?
I was like, "How the hell do you know that? What do you mean?" Yeah, she's just like, "Oh, no, he has a really specific sound." And I was like, but "Excuse me, who are you? Where have you got this information from?" Yeah, she's the greatest. She also once said to me a couple of months ago, she was listening to the radio, and she came up to me sort of whispering. She went, I heard a Taylor Swift song on the radio, and I really liked it, like in a sort of in a sort of embarrassed way. And I was like, "Oh, really?"
That's not a good thing to listen to.
Well, and I said,
which one was it? Which one was it?
Well, this is what. So I went, "So which one was it?" And she went, "Oh, I don't remember the name, but it was the one with Kendrick Lamar, and that was the main reason I liked it." I'm like, "Who?"
Well, that's fine. That's fine.
Like, "Who are you, bro?"
That's fine. That's all right. I thought you were going to say me, and I was going to be like, "No."
Just going back to
that song is atrocious.
Just going back to Charlie, just grooving and dancing in the kitchen for a second.
Oh yeah, anytime.
When when stuff like that happens to me, it's just never at those moments when like someone walked into me doing something super weird like that. Have I just wanted to just end my life out of shame?
Yeah,
because
it's one of those things where it's like that. I used to have that exact same reaction, but then I realized it's more awkward for the other person than it is for me. So if anything, I do it more intensely. You know, that way it relieves the awkwardness from me because it becomes more of a troll. You know what I mean? But it's pretty horrendous. If it was someone that wasn't my mum, for example, then maybe I'd be a bit less embarrassed. But she's used to my stupidity, so.
All right, what we need now is for someone to say something funny, or for Charlie to sing Dragonball Durag, so that I can split this up and we've got an introduction.
Do you like my new whip? Watch me go zoom zoom. What's the best line? The best one is did you wear that dress for me? Because I'm trying to smash. Like, it's just a banger.
You know,
I've got cat fur all over my clothes, but I still smell nice.
Yeah, I got cat hair on my clothes, but I still smell good. Oh, it's a great.
You know, I just thought I tried my very hardest then to think of something absolutely, utterly atrocious to say, and I just couldn't. I just couldn't think of anything.
Oh no!
No,
Louis's dead. We've killed the Louis.
He's done. He's over.
I don't know if it's because I'm shattered or whatever, but I was just trying to find something just hideously wrong to say, and I just couldn't do it.
Rip Louis.
I couldn't do it.
Rip Louis. Right, well, we need you to start singing the chorus then, Charlie. Come on, do it.
It's gone out my head. Hang on. This is really. Hang on. Dragon Ball Durag. Hang on. I'm on the genius.
Google it, man.
Just give me. Hang on. Wait.
We're on it. We're doing something.
Wait. Hang on. I mean, it's not really. I'm looking at. Okay, so, that's it. Yeah, wait. I got it. Wait, ready? Wait.
Yeah.
When I'm next to you, baby girl, can you like me in my durag? He just sort of says it quite a lot. There's no real chorus, but you know,
baby girl. You need to do the like proper falsetto. Baby girl.
Wait. Baby girl, do you love me in my durag? There you go.
That's it. Yeah, that's on. All right.
For those listening,
that's the intro.
For those listening, we don't script these shows, by the way.
Nor do we, fuck.
Nor do we prepare. Nor do we.
No, it's just this shit. Full stop. That's what comes out of our heads. Oh yeah. There we go.
Hey,
that was all right, wasn't it? That was fun.
Oh, what?
We had a nice.
What's it going to be called this time? I can't wait.
All right.
All right.
Hello and welcome to video games, where sometimes we talk about video games, and the other time we don't. I'm here today with Thundercat.
Would you let me in my baby girl? You're right.
Baby girl. Yeah, good. How you doing, Thundercat?
I'm good,
Yeah.
thank you. I've spent, my time in a sort of alleyway looking for a durag. I found a durag, and then I proceeded to woo several individuals with said durag on.
Is it Dragon Ball themed by any chance?
It does, yeah. I don't know how you've known that. That's a mad coincidence, but yeah, it is. It is a Dragon Ball durag.
I know that's how you get the girls. You just wear a Dragon Ball themed durag, and they look.
100% success rate so far. If anyone needs any advice, I would say very much Dragon Ball durag. It doesn't matter if it's Z, Super. It's not important. Just that it's Dragon Ball, and I wouldn't even put characters on it. Specifically, just the Dragon Balls.
How many balls? All of them? All 7 of them?
Yes. I like the more the better.
Glad you said that there were 7 of them there, Lou, because I wasn't sure how many of them there actually were.
As Thundercat, I of course know how many Dragon Balls there are, but I'm also glad you said it for anyone who was unaware. Yes, all 7. You said 7, right? 7. All 7 of Dragon Ball.
I mean, I could literally be incorrect. It's been a while.
I mean, it hasn't been for me, so there we go.
I am here with Charlie Walsh and, of course, Louis Birtwistle. How are you doing?
All right. I mean, I exist.
Oh, no, it's going to be a sad one.
No,
sad episode.
No, I've just been vegetating for the afternoon.
That sounds relaxed, at least.
I mean, yeah, it's been all right. I've been perpetually tired all day.
That's shit, man. Being perpetually tired, I've been there, and it is shit. Like, it's not a fun place to be.
almost choked then on my own bodily fluids.
That's fuck's sake, man. That's not good. Don't do that. Wait until we finish the podcast first, and then.
Here's the thing: if he dies during it, clickbait, lovely stuff.
Oh, yeah, we could call the title. This is the one where Louis dies.
I reckon there's at least 4 really niche, specific death Reddits that would love that.
Oh,
dude, I remember I used to see someone who used to show me that kind of like horrific graphic content. And I'm not going to disclose who, but it was someone that I worked with.
You need to protect your sources, Louis. That's correct.
And they used to just randomly show me videos of like people getting murdered and stuff, and it was like it's really horrific shit. And I'm like,
why?
This is just.
Why would they do that?
Yeah, innit, man. I was like, it just and some of them actually got me shook as well because it was just after me first episode as well. So it was like, why, dude? Why are you showing me this? This is
who needs to see that? Who's interested in that?
And his response was so weird. His response was, "Yeah, funny, innit?" I'm like, what? Dude,
Mom died.
And I'm like, dude, that's like some messed up shit.
You'd be like, sorry, mate, do you need to go see someone to some shit? Because that's not right, mate. Something's wrong there.
Yeah, it's like, it wouldn't surprise me if he ended up being like a fucking serial killer or some shit.
Well, now that you've said it, he listens to the show as well.
I mean, I'll be real. If anyone's waiting for permission to do murder from this show specifically, then it's just there's more problems than yeah.
It's not our fault.
Yeah, I would like to. Yeah, exactly. I would like to. I'm now referencing. I'm now speaking directly to any lawyers, the government, Boris Johnson, but just anyone who's listening. Really, it's not our fault. I would like to say that now. I'd like to make that clear. This is I'm legally right now. I'm speaking as Charlie Walsh and not Thundercat.
You are not.
It is not. Not us.
But also, I don't believe it's Thundercat's fault either.
Exactly.
He is a nice guy.
That is not me blaming him either. I'm just saying legally right now. I am speaking as Charlie Walsh and not Thundercat.
Yeah, murder is bad. Videos of murder are bad. They are not fun or funny.
No, I agree.
I do not want you to show me videos of suicide because that fucking got me shook. It was not.
Well, fair dues.
Listen,
why don't you just like slap him? When he's like, what the fuck you do?
I don't know. It's like you just mentioned something about. I don't know what brought it up. You just mentioned something about like a death Reddit, and I'm like, is that shit actually a thing?
People do. People get off all sorts of weird fucking shit, don't they?
Like, if Reddit has taught me anything, that no matter who you are or where you come from in this world, there is a Reddit group specifically dedicated to hating you. Hating you and what you stand for.
I would like to take this opportunity to announce my new Reddit group that I'm starting, which is the Louis Birtwistle hate group. We will be posting only things. It's not going to be that harsh. I should say that now. It'll only be slight jabs about his accent and opinions on food, and specifically that he doesn't want to talk about food as much as I do. That will be the only thing we will post.
What are my bad opinions on food? Like
that you don't want to talk about it. Mainly, I want to talk about food.
That is a bad opinion, to be fair.
I like talking about food. I don't like talking about food for an hour and 30 fucking minutes.
Bruv, what do you want to talk about? Like, realistically, what do you want to talk about for an hour and 30 minutes?
Don't give him this. Don't give him. He's going to say video games.
I'd like to talk about video games.
Well, okay. Tough. You're on, you're on the wrong podcast. I'm sorry. Listen, just because it's in the title doesn't mean you're getting it. You need to learn that.
That's true. Well, we need to at some point do an entirely video games-less podcast. I feel like we're getting
close. This is episode 3, and I feel like we're already quite close.
I feel like episode 1 had like the smallest amount of video game in it.
Maybe percentage-wise, yeah.
Episode 2 had a little. Maybe, yeah.
Well, it was a 2-hour podcast that we spent talking about.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
True. Are you still in Boris Johnson's good books, Charlie?
I'm never in it. I'm never in his good books, bro.
You were in his good books once.
Well, yeah, that was before he had any real tangible power. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When he was just out here, just being an absolute moron, then yeah, fine. But you know, he's lost his banter quality.
You should reunite with him. You should be like, Boris, look, mate, just let me do my thing. We'll get rid of Dominic Cummings. I'll take over.
He's got a pervy last name anyway.
What?
I said he's got a pervy last name.
Right. Okay. It's like Dominic Cummings.
Dominic Cummings. Makes me feel ill, that does.
I mean, it's a record. You've broken Charlie after 9 minutes.
That's 2 episodes in a row now. But yeah, speaking about Boris Johnson for a second.
That's it, we've finished. Video gamers are all.
Speaking about Boris Johnson for a second, I remember throughout the general election, I got sent a load of pro-Tory like propaganda on Facebook.
I can just hear Charlie.
He's just losing it. He's losing it all of this. So yeah, Facebook would send me like loads of pro-Tory.
Oh
God, I can't.
It's just Charlie's little giggles. Charlie's little giggles are doing me now.
Sorry, carry on. I'll move away from the mic. Sorry, carry on.
Wow. So yeah, I got during the general election period, I got sent loads of pro-Tory like propaganda sort of shit, and I was like, why are they sending me all this kind of stuff? Like, I never talk good about the Conservative Party. Why are they targeting me? I'm like, oh, it's because I comment on Boris Johnson's Facebook post. That's why. And
Do you actually comment on his Facebook post?
No, I don't. I just laugh react most of them. Dude, my favourite one was when he was off to give a speech in Birmingham to do one of his rally talks, whatever, and it was just a photo of him just trundling out of a door. It was brilliant.
I've liked him on Facebook as well a while ago. Like, to be fair, I think it was ages ago when Charlie and me were doing fucking whatever it was called, whatever that podcast was called.
I don't even remember. I genuinely can't remember. What was it called?
No,
I don't know. It makes no difference.
It doesn't matter. No one's going to listen to it anyway.
But yeah, his content's just it's something else.
His content. I like
that. Like, he's a YouTuber. He's an Instagram star.
BJ's content on FB is poor. I'm sorry to say it, guys. It's not up to snuff. I apologise.
No,
I'm just
he could be the next big Facebook content creator like that Rick Lax or whatever who does that. Oh, I bet I can guess your fucking how many extra toes you have. Some bollocks. I don't know.
What are you talking about?
I'm just making this up, but you know, like Rick Lax is like a magician or whatever. Yeah, well,
I've never heard of it.
No, he's like a Facebook content creator, but he's like fucking shit. It's like
when he guesses how many toes he's got.
What are you talking about? What?
I don't know.
There's a man. Hang on. There's a man called Rick Lax who's out here guessing people's toes. What?
No, God. He guesses stuff. He guesses stuff like, oh, I bet I can guess what animal you're thinking about, or whatever. That is like an actual. I'm pretty sure that's probably an actual one. That's probably like a genuine one. But that content is out there, and
imagine you go to a magic show, right? Big magic show. Everything's a bit like you get the classics, you get the sawing in half, you get the flipping disappearing, all the nonsense, right? And he goes, right, listen, hello, my name is Rick Lax, and I'm gonna guess how many toes you've got and what animal you're thinking of. You see you. Right?
I'm gonna guess how many toes you've got.
You see you, yeah? Right, donkey. You see you, 9, bang, what? Say something.
You've got 9 toes. Yeah.
He looks up to an amputee and he goes, 5.
Only 5, mate. He looks at only 5, mate. Gives him a little wink.
5. Charlie, stop! You can't keep it together, man.
I think Charlie needed it this week. It sounds like he really needed this.
He's walking along the front row just like 10, 10, 9, 10, oh, 5, 10.
Wait, he's got one leg, hasn't he?
That's Rick Lax's defence.
It's got one leg, hasn't
it?
That'd be the greatest magic trick of all time.
It's not really magic trick. It's just weird.
100% accuracy.
It's just
get your feet out, lads. I'm gonna guess how many toes you've got.
Scenes.
Oh no!
Louis, I've never heard of this person, and I don't believe he exists.
Dude, you got Facebook open?
No, but I can do. Hang on.
Fucking hell!
I love that Charlie just has all the tools necessary just at hand, and I'm just here, just on my bed, just chilling on my bed in my PJs.
Rick.
It's almost like he's prepared, unlike anyone else.
Rick Lax.
It's almost like he's a professional.
Oh my god, this guy's real.
Yes.
How many toes does he think of? How many toes does he guess?
I don't know, but his last post is the rubber hand experiment. Like, what is this? Who is this guy?
Oh,
This guy's a weird. He's a weird Donny, isn't he?
Yeah, his content's bad. Not.
his content is found lacking.
It's not what I call optimal.
Thin boiled eggs and zero yolk egg hacks.
His content is not kosher.
Is he fucking BuzzFeed tasty now? I don't know what the fuck's going on there.
I love this. It's like, you know, when someone goes for like maximum clickbait title, but he sort of it just doesn't. So it's not English anymore. It just sort of exists in the middle ground. Needle won't pop bug spray balloon. What?
What is that?
I don't know. The video's 4 minutes, but I'm not going to watch it now.
I don't fucking watch that. No, yeah, that's not even English, man. That's just nonsense. That's just words glued together for no reason.
That's just a string of noises.
This
That's his next video. Ooh, ah, ee, ooh,
This illegal game is a total scam! ! Sad face, open brackets, razzle dazzle revealed.
I love the emoticons in there as well as part of the title.
Listen, I'm not an SEO expert, but I wonder if the emoticons improve or downgrade the SEO quality of.
How long
Good question.
until the Call of Duty hit marker is an emote?
I'm surprised it's not already.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I'm surprised it's not.
How long till we get Fortnite emotes?
I
Or
wouldn't even know.
Is there a creeper one?
I wouldn't even know what Fortnite emotes would look like.
Bro, floss man, what
I
are you
don't know, it's
talking
just
about?
someone ripping off dance moves.
Just floss man, what are you saying?
Oh, someone doing the doing that floss thing.
Is there a Minecraft one? There should be. I know there's a creeper on Twitch, but I don't know if there's any other.
Holy
sort of
crap!
Minecraft
Sorry,
one.
side note, this guy gets mad views, you know. I've just noticed. Like, I was like looking through these stupid.
I told you.
And then,
I told you.
Like every so often he flops and he'll only get like 200k views. But like the rest of the time,
what's the name on his like most viewed video?
oh my god, it's almost the exact same nonsense Louis said. Your birth month reveals who you really are, and then 5 shocked emojis, and that has
Your what?
5 shocked emojis. Your birth month reveals who you really are. The video starts with him wearing a mask for no reason, and it has 169 million views.
Fucking hell! Right, well that's the true title to this episode. Then.
Your birth month reveals who you really are, and then 5 shocked emojis.
If I can put 5 shocked emojis in there, it is. That's the title of the episode.
What about this one? This is 121 million views. He knows your first kiss? ?
That's easier. I can do that.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
49
Some
million
random
views.
bint in a back alley.
Oh wow, you've led a life, bro.
That's a great first kiss. In a back alley. In a back alley.
No, I was lying.
In an alleyway, an old bit in an alleyway. Deep.
You were lying in an alleyway, and she mounted you, and you were like, "Oh, oh, what's going on here?"
Oh,
I think I paid her for that as well.
oh my god, Louis, please. Louis, this is a reputable podcast. What are you doing to us?
Is it? Is it
reputable?
With your Rick Lax talk and your toe talk or whatever you're doing, bro. What are you doing to us? I just wanted to talk about video games. Yeah, you're out here talking about old bits anyways, bro. I'm not
And then I send you into a meltdown with Dominic Cummings.
Oh no!
He's a weird bloke. Anyway,
What is that name?
You seem like
What is that name? Though?
listen, Louis.
It just sounds.
not that bad a
Louis,
name.
enough of your nonsense. Let's talk about video games. Stop distracting us, Louis.
Oh, now look at who wants to talk about video games now after complaining that we weren't spending all last episode talking about food.
Stop food,
Prick.
bro. Anyway.
Oh, fuck's sake!
Oh, if I could strangle you through this call, I would.
Yeah, you listen.
That's hard.
Yeah, it's a bit weird, bro.
Bit weird, yeah. Bit weird, mate.
I want you both to know that the entire time I've been listening to Dragonball Durag on loop. I just want you both to know that. I want you both to know that, and that's not even a joke. I've got it on like really quiet, so I can't. So I'm not like listening to it, but it's on. I just want you both to know that.
It's because it's great. It's fucking great, man.
It's a great song.
Love Thundercat. Love Thundercat. He's coming to UK soon, next like in a couple of months.
Yeah, he's doing Manchester and London. The London show sold out. The London one sold out.
I'm gonna have to see him, man.
The
Gonna have to see him.
Tickets.
Oh, come on to Manchester, man.
That involves moving, though, man. You know what I'm like. I don't move.
No. Just come up for like a little bit.
just like approximately what? What's his show? 90 minutes. Come up for 2 hours. It's good. We're good.
Yeah. Something like that.
I would like
There's
it.
going to be a train or a megabus back down.
Oh,
I would like it if you did that.
Yeah, fair.
You do need to come up at one point.
It's true. You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
And what better to do when Thundercat is here?
I mean, if there's any excuse, Thundercat is a reasonable one.
He's a pretty decent excuse, yeah.
Oh God! Jesus Christ! I've just seen something that I listened to. I just saw a thing again of what I listened to a couple of days ago, and it's like it's a JME song. It's like dubbed over a Pokemon theme tune.
Oh yeah, the very best.
Yeah, the very best.
Bro, that's low-key a banger. And by low-key, I mean that's just
like no one ever watched.
Just a banger.
But why does this song exist?
Bro, it's JME. Why he does what he does, isn't it?
Why not? Yeah.
It's actually sick.
Anime's cool now, right?
I mean,
it's cool to be a weeb.
But the thing is, it's not even like it's not a fan-made thing.
It's cool now. I was violently attacked for that shit.
Bro, isn't the first line in that song like "Shiny Charizard for life"? Like that's literally the first line he says in the whole song.
Something like that.
Oh, it's such a that song's great.
Pokemon was cool when I was a kid, though. So surely it was cool when you guys were kids.
Yeah, but the thing is, I never stopped liking Pokemon up until today. I mean, I still even then I still love Pokemon.
I was gonna say you stopped liking it today. What happened?
No, it's just I liked Pokemon when I was young, but I didn't stop, and I openly, talked about how much I liked Pokemon.
You went to school with a backwards hat on, and you were like, "Go Pikachu!" in like PE and stuff.
Oh God, no! I probably wouldn't be fucking alive if I did that.
That's fair, yeah. No, fair
Jesus Christ, I'd be found chopped up in a bin.
What is it with you and murder today? It's been a very murdery podcast.
It's been a murdery show. It's been a murdery podcast.
I don't know how I'm feeling about it. Like it's been a lot of murder talk,
Oh, I'm just fantasizing.
Yeah, that's you've made it worse somehow there by what you said there. You've made that worse. Like you could have said many things that could have made it better, but what you did is you made it worse. I was like, oh, you mentioned murder a lot. You're like, oh, don't worry about it. I'm just deepsing it to its very depth. Like, bro, stop, please. We're good. Again, I would like to stress this is me talking to the government. It's not our fault. It's not our fault. Justice, people, not me. I just want to put that out.
Just for the record, if anyone listens to this wants to try and murder me, go for it. Go ahead. I mean, I will try and fight back. I will fight back. But you are welcome to try.
This has been a weird one. This has been a real weird one.
This is out of the three. This is the weirdest.
Well, after the first 10 minutes, after I was thinking, oh God, I'm struggling for stuff to say. I've my mood's 180'd a bit.
Well, I mean, sure. I mean, I would say
in the wrong direction.
You're saying like out of the three, but the thing is, there are many more of these that have existed over the years, and even including all of those, this is significantly the weirdest one.
Yeah, maybe. It's definitely the most death.
It's the one which has mentioned mortality the most.
Yeah, this is the deepest what we've
And
ever
in,
done.
and as a podcast which occasionally talks about a medium which maybe too often revolves around killing, somehow we've still spoken about death more than we ever have before.
Because I think for the most part we don't tend to talk about killing things in games. When we talk about games, we talk about stupid fun games. Not
I feel like there's. I don't know. I feel like there's probably more games that involve killing things than games that do not.
Maybe.
I think that genuinely is a thing. It must be, because there aren't a lot of games where you don't kill things. Or at least that's what it feels like.
There are a lot of really big games.
Because I remember asking this question years ago, is whether if it's something that we just obsess over, is killing something that we...
I mean, apparently you obsess over it, given today's vibe. you seem to be really into the idea of killing.
No, it's just, just that shit that got shown just kind of never, just stuck with me. It never...
I mean, the thing is,
it seems like
there's like a lot which don't, right? You're looking at like your FIFAs, you're looking at your Tony Hawk's Pro Skaters. There's a lot of like,
every sports game that isn't about shooting.
Yeah,
pretty much every Nintendo game, bar the odd one.
Mario.
Well, Mario straight up kills Goombas and stuff.
Oh yeah, fuck it. Yeah, he does kill things in that game.
First thing that game teaches you is how to kill. Like it's like, you know.
Yeah. I like Zelda, loads of death in that.
Yeah.
Spyro,
Metroid, loads of death.
Spyro, kill those dirty Rhinox.
Spyro, you kill a sheep as well in Spyro.
Oh, you kill the little.
The Rhinox are created from the treasures of the dragons, so they're not actually alive, so you can't kill them. Shut up.
Fuck, I didn't actually know that.
Welcome to lore.
You have no idea that Charlie's a massive PlayStation nerd.
I love, Spyro isn't, one of my favourite things. And I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I don't even think I know what the Rhinox are.
That's why when you kill them, a gem appears, because you're actually turning them back into gems.
Yeah, but that happens, in every Spyro game when you kill an enemy, right?
It does.
Yeah. Well, apart from 2.
Does it?
In 2, it doesn't. In 2, they're like...
Yeah, you get, an energy thing.
You get a thing, don't you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you get gems for killing in 1? I don't think
you do.
Yeah, no, you definitely do.
Yeah,
100%.
Here you go. You ready for this transition? Because I've been playing it this week. You see that? I'm a professional. You see that? Steered away from the topic of death.
That was clean.
You're welcome, everyone. You're welcome, everyone.
It was good.
Yeah, I know. In the first one, you do. Yeah, that's literally the entire thing. Is in the first one. When where Gnork, as the person says in the first cutscene, he turns all the dragons into crystals, and then he takes their treasure and turns that into enemies. And so when you kill them and they turn into gems,
really? Okay.
They're not dropping it; they are turning into it. There you go. Huh? There's some lore for you. You're welcome, everyone. You learn on this.
There we go.
You don't just get deeply concerned for Louis' health and well-being. You also learn a little bit about.
So you've been playing a lot of Spyro this
yeah, a lot. I 120% completed the first one, and I've been playing the second one since.
Did you get to see some sexy Gnork ass?
Pardon?
You know, remember in the second hub world where you get rid of the North cannon and he shows you his little botty.
Yeah,
his little botty.
His botty.
His little botty.
I mean, yes, again, it was the word sexy that threw me off, but yes, I did. Yes.
Did you enjoy it?
Did you enjoy looking at that Nork's rectal cavity?
Oh.
The disgusted Adam.
No, it was surprise. I didn't think he'd go that fucking deep with it.
Yeah, and yet here we are.
His little puckered anus.
Please.
If he'd have started with puckered anus, it wouldn't have been that bad. And the fact that he went straight in there with rectal cavity, and I was like, oh, oh,
yeah. I mean, we've got a 0 chance of ever going anywhere in life. Yeah, so I did enjoy it. Yeah, it's such a weird thing for them to have added. Like, it's really, it's just
you won't get away with that stuff. You wouldn't get away with that stuff today.
What?
Like putting bombs in kids' video games.
There is a pronounced butt. That's the thing.
Yeah.
You do get a butt crack, even in the PS1 version, because I've been playing.
I mean, Mario's got nipples.
Yeah, but that's true. But I'm talking like I'm be playing the Reignited trilogy, but even in the PS1 version, the original, there is a pronounced bum crack. Like there is a full on bum crack and that's the only like. It's just weird. It's just a weird thing for them to have added.
It's a bit
but
weird.
They did it. Yeah, I enjoyed it. So you know.
There's not. I don't. I don't think I remember any other sort of game where like there is just an arse that's like made for like I don't remember any platformers where it's just like, oh, here's an arse. Here's this arse that I presented for you.
Well,
not like kid friendly ones.
Yeah, I think I remember them. Where was it? I can't remember, but one of the co-founders, who are obviously one of the people of Insomniac when they made it, I remember seeing an interview with them, and they were talking about how they wanted the AI to feel like people, and they were messing around with like ways they could do that, and that's one of the reasons why they show their ass. It's like
just show their ass.
I mean, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, no. I see. I exactly. I remember it now. Now that you put it that way, I remember what they do. They sort of like spank themselves, I guess, don't they?
So they run away from you and dive into little tents, and then you can go up and like use your fire to burn down the tent.
Yes,
and then they either, when you do that, they either cower and shake because they're scared of you, or they turn around and show them the bum crack. Which is just, again, I want to stress, it's just a little bit weird.
It's a bit
like
weird.
It's probably an invitation.
Is it because they've got like the pants down or something?
They pull their pants down to do it.
Thanks for ignoring that one.
I didn't, but Adam did.
I didn't hear what you said. I was thinking too much about the situation.
Let's not reply to this. Let's just leave it. Yeah, but they don't. They pull their pants down to show it to you.
Oh, really?
They do.
I remember something where you like burn pants off someone in one of those games.
Yeah, that's
where you burn the pants off someone.
Yeah, that rings a bell. I can't remember what it is. I mean, the first boss is a giant scarecrow, which you burn. You burn his clothes off, and it turns out
it's a sheep on stilts.
It's not a real person.
No, it's a sheep on stilts.
It's not like a real thing.
I do remember what you.
It's not like after you burn the sheep's pants off, there's like a massive dick just out.
Yeah, I'm not sure they would have got the child-friendly rating they did if they had done that. But yeah,
maybe.
The thing is, I recognise what you're saying. What you're saying about burning the pants off sounds familiar. I just don't know what. Yeah, it does sound super familiar to me.
Well, I don't know. It tends to be a thing in like cartoon games and cartoons in general. Like those sort of like weird, like red and white striped boxer things. That, like
yeah.
It's very Looney Tunes-y.
Yes.
But I feel like there was something where that happened in a video game. But I don't know. I don't remember very well.
No,
definitely happened though.
But yeah, I've been playing those.
There's something in Crash with the underwear.
Yeah, when
I remember there's an enemy that you beat up and he turns into his pants.
Crash has a few instances of embarrassing underwear type thing. Like, because Crash obviously has like tons of death animations. And one of them is, I think it's maybe an electrocution one, where he stands up shocked, and then it like changes between him looking shocked and his skeleton, but you see his underwear, which are like pink love heart kisses underwear type thing. And there's a couple of other enemies who have that, like when you that's exactly what we're talking about, because there's the wizards in Crash 3 in the castle levels, and you fire them, and then they have It shows their underwear and they sort of cover their privates.
That's exactly what it is.
There we go. We figured it out in the end. All it took was minutes of rambling, and we got there.
Yeah, he's not even the same game franchise either. I like that part.
But they're basically the same franchise at this point in history, aren't
I mean,
they?
they've literally had crossover games. So.
Well, I don't know. I thought they were considered rivals among old PlayStation fans.
They would never. I don't think they were ever considered rivals. Not to the degree what I would consider. So like Mario and Sonic, or anyone and Mario from any different
Crash and Mario. Yeah. I
think if we were asking Mario whether he ever considered Crash to be a rival, Mario would be like, "Who's Crash?"
I think you'll find his exact words would be, "Wahoo! Yeah."
Let's ask Charles Martinet next time we see him.
Oi, Charles, what are you saying, bruv? What are we saying? Crash, what's your opinion?
He'd probably be like, Crash is alright.
Yeah, it's a good.
He's alright. I don't know. Well, there's a lot of I keep seeing call for people wanting Crash and Spyro in Smash and stuff like that.
Yeah. Why?
I mean, because it's entirely possible, and also people grew up with these characters, like you did, Louis. Like you grew up with Spyro,
but
a lot of people who love Spyro love Smash.
Yeah, but these are all PlayStation characters.
Yeah, so there are 3 PlayStation characters in there already.
Oh fuck, really?
Bayonetta.
Yeah, but Bayonetta is actually a Nintendo property, though.
Yeah, but it's not exactly.
Yeah, but what about Solid Snake?
Oh, yeah, good point.
What about Cloud from Final Fantasy VII? What about Joker from Persona 5?
I think Smash.
They're not owned by Sony or PlayStation, but Snake and Cloud particularly were Sony mascots for a while.
How would you Would you prefer? Let me pitch this way, Louis. Would you prefer, say, Crash Bandicoot or Spyro? You can pick one of them. It doesn't really matter. Whichever one of the two you want, or
easy,
or another Fire Emblem character. What one would you prefer?
I'd pick Spyro.
Well, there we go then.
Which Fire Emblem character, Charlie?
Who the fuck was the Fire Emblem characters? For fuck's sake!
I want the Fire Emblem characters, Louis.
Yeah, but that's because you're a massive weeb.
No, I just like Fire Emblem.
You fucking filth, Adam. Just accept it.
Fire Emblem, Louis. It's a good game. It's a good
Listen,
game.
I don't think anyone would dispute that Fire Emblem isn't a good. It's a good game. We all know it's a good game. There's just quite a lot,
What I would say about Fire Emblem and Smash is it's not the amount of Fire Emblem characters that we've got, it's the diversity of Fire Emblem characters that we've got. The fact that 5 or 6 of them out of 8, no, all of them out of 8 of them, or whatever, they all have swords, which is dull. 4 or 5 out of all 8 of them have blue hair. If not every Fire Emblem character was a blue-haired swordsman, it would be looked at very differently.
Yeah.
To the point where each of them are just called Marth, but different coloured Marth or girl. Whatever.
Girl Marth.
Girl Marth's the thing, yeah.
Because again, Fire Emblem is good. I don't think anyone would say it's bad by any stretch of imagination. Fire Emblem is a good game. It's just
we've got Marth, we've got Red Marth, we've got Big Marth, we've got Magic Marth, we've got Girl Marth, we've got Dragon Marth.
Yep.
And we've got Boy Lucina or something. Boy Red Marth.
Or something.
And then the new one, which is Green Marth.
I feel
not all of them play the same.
Listen, I just say we all take a minute, and Adam knows exactly what I'm about to say. Adam, what do you reckon I'm about to say? Listen, I think we should all take a minute and realize that Smash is by far the most inferior Smash game out there.
You took up PlayStation
all
All-Stars
appreciate
Battle Royale.
PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale as the superior game.
Bruh.
with
Bruh.
the stupid.
You couldn't even get Solid Snake in your
got
game. You had to settle for Raiden.
Raiden is better. Bro.
We got Snake. You had to settle for Raiden.
Snake is this depressed old man. Raiden's a ninja, cyborg ninja. Come on, Raiden over Snake all day.
I bet you we could get Lara Croft before like
Listen, probably because your game still exists and ours is dead. But that's not the point. Okay, the point is gone before its time.
They could make another one. I don't. It's. I always laugh at the Microsoft one.
I mean, they could make one. Should they make one? That's the real question.
Why not?
Parappa the Rapper was great in that game. Shut up.
Parappa was great. Parappa's cool.
Skateboard. Oh, great. That's my hot take. You're welcome.
Parappa's great.
Yeah, it was.
Well, yeah, have you seen the Microsoft version of Smash, where it's just the Microsoft characters and it's just Car?
It's Car and Master Chief and Marcus Phoenix.
That's it. There's just the three characters. Car,
Master Chief, and Marcus Phoenix.
There you go.
They can't even have Banjo-Kazooie anymore. Smash has got Banjo-Kazooie now.
There you go. It's done. It's over. Unfortunately,
that's the greatest. Gears of War fighters.
Gears of War pop. That Gears of did that Gears of War pop game ever come out?
Scratch one grub.
I think it did come out. I don't remember it making any sort of wave, but I do remember it.
I remember it being announced and me going, "What the fuck is that and why?" And then I don't remember anything else.
That's a good question because they released a Gears of War XCOM ripoff as well. I need to look into this.
Tactics as well, wasn't it? Yeah.
Oh, what? That actually exists.
Well, I don't know if they've released it.
Gears of War X.
It definitely was announced.
I'd play Gears of War XCOM.
It was Gears. I'm pretty sure it was called Gears Tactics, right?
Yeah. So you had Gears Pop and Gears Tactics. Gears Pop came out August 22nd, 2019, and Gears Tactics is a forthcoming turn-based spin-off for Xbox One and Windows developed by Splash Damage.
I mean, fair dues with Gears Tactics, man. That's fine. People have been doing tactics spin-offs.
I mean,
for
even
decades.
Halo has one. And Halo's a first night.
If Onimusha can do it, Gears can do it. Is what I'm saying.
But Gears Pop. Gears Pop came out 22nd of August 2019. It has a Metacritic of 65.
Oh, just forced short.
You know what? I respect that.
Yeah,
that's higher than I thought it was going to be.
I can't. Under the critics' reviews, there is no real website, or there's none of the big websites that have touched it.
Oh right, okay.
Eurogamer Italy gave it a 7 out of 10. So there you go. Get hyped about that.
Yeah. What is the game with the worst Metacritic score of all time? Is it? I don't know. Is it 76?
No, something.
It'll have a horrendous user score, but I don't know if it'll have
something bad for user score. It was Warcraft 3 has the worst user score. The remaster.
Oh.
Because it came out like to fucking dire shit. But I don't know what has the worst critic score.
I had a feeling.
Like Ride to Hell Retribution, I guess.
Oh, potentially, yeah.
Ride to Hell Retribution. I've not played that game. I've just heard other people talk absolute shit about that game.
Oh, it could be Life of Black Tiger though as well.
What is Life of Black Tiger?
There's a game. Jim Sterling played it, and you play as a tiger, I guess. How do you hunt a tiger? You're gonna hunt black tiger, and then it's just shit. It's just.
I'm gonna briefly watch this.
Would you like to know what is the worst Metacritic critic score?
Yeah.
So Ride to Hell was second last with a Metacritic of 16.
That's low.
So this is for games only eligible. So the only games eligible for this are with 7 or more reviews. So there might be ones who gave like 0, but there's only 1 in it or whatever. So who has any other guesses? Yeah. Let's see if we can find it. Who has any other guesses? I guarantee no one will get the last place. But let's see if we can name a couple just in the round.
Amy.
Oh, Amy. Do you remember Amy? Amy.
I don't remember that game.
Amy is she's very low down the list. She's got 25.
Oh,
very, very low down the list there. That's on the
because I thought to those it would have been 76, but I know like 76 is in the 30s at least. I think.
Yeah. To those who don't remember, Amy is a horror game escort mission where you have to play as a woman escorting a little girl, or something. I think that's the way around. There's a little girl escorting an older woman.
Yeah.
Check this out for a video title. Life of Black Tiger is Sony fucking high.
That's a decent size. They did not.
That is a video by Jim Sterling.
What else is really bad?
I'm gonna ignore his
just for
rambling.
Just for context, Fallout 76 has its lowest Metacritic. The Xbox One has a 49.
That's quite high.
So it's not high in the grand scheme of life, but it's quite high in the grand scheme of the worst ever. There are a couple of notable games on here you would probably know.
Sure.
So what are we saying? What other ones would we guess?
I don't know, man. I'm trying to think of like.
Dude, this game. This game looks so fucking awful. This was on the PlayStation.
Yes.
Holy shit! How? Like, how did this get on there?
I don't know.
This is just something. I mean, it looks like it was made in a day by one person. Genuinely, it looks bad. Jesus Christ! The animation of the tiger, dude. Oh my god! I didn't know this was a thing. I think I was just watching this video, so I missed what the worst ever Metacritic score for a game is.
Well,
what was the game?
We've not done it yet.
Oh, we've not done it yet.
That's what I'm saying. So Louis, for context, Fallout 76, the lowest score for it is Xbox One, and that's a 49. Right to Hell Retribution on the PC was 16, which is the second lowest. I'm just saying, what other games do you reckon are in and around there? No one will ever get the worst, because the worst is such a random thing.
Oh, is it really that obscure?
It's not obscure, it's just random. Like, when I say it, you'll be like, oh yeah, sure, that makes sense. Like,
I'm gonna guess this only because Jim Sterling did a video on it. Air Control.
Not that it's not on the list that I can see. I'm on the last page of every game.
I think I might be too big.
Steam game this time.
Yeah, it needs to be reviewed. It needs to have at least 7 or more reviews to be eligible.
Basically, like Steam games don't like those like really shitty Steam games that just don't count. This is like AAA or like indie.
Or what like? Well, I mean, surely Slaughtering Grounds must have like a lot. Oh, wait, but those are just going to be all like Steam user reviews, aren't they? Yeah, no. Yeah.
They're all the Steam.
Yeah, that makes sense.
What is the worst game of all time? I honestly don't know. I'm close for a second. I can't think of any like, really, really terrible games off the top of my head.
That's a AAA game. Right, so how old are we talking, Charlie, if I'm allowed to possess that information?
The game that's last, I mean, again, you won't guess the game that's last, but the game that's last came out December 4th, 2012. But you won't guess that. I mean, there's some other games on this list. I'm on the last page of every Metacritic game. There are some ones on here you could probably take a punt at and get.
Yeah.
But yeah, the last one you have to
I've guessed 2, I guess. So, well, I guess Amy and Right to Hell Retribution, which I guess are terrible.
They are both on this list. On the last page, they are both.
I really can't think of that many games that are just straight up terrible. That bad.
Kane and Lynch 2.
Oh.
Kane and Lynch 2 is not on here.
Oh, that's a shame. I thought
that was
I
a
genuinely
good goal. That was a really good shout.
That's a great shout. This is what we're looking at. Kane and Lynch 2 Dog Days, for context, has 66.
Fuck off!
What?
What?
Yeah.
Oh no, I remember because IGN gave it like a 7 or an 8.
Oh, what?
Some people really like that game, and they are wrong. Let's have a look down at Kane and Lynch reviews.
Oh, I know.
IGN gave it a 7. Outside of the story it tells, how it tells it, and the interesting conceit of its multiplayer modes, Dog Days is just a passable third-person shooter. PC Gamer UK gave it a 7. Video Gamer gave it a 7. GameSpot gave it a 6.5. Escapist gave it a 6. I mean, there's some,
Jesus.
Question. I know this won't be second because this is way after 2012, but is Devil's Third on the list?
That's a great shout.
Ooh,
that's an excellent
Devil's
shout.
Third.
Devil's Third is not on the list.
Okay, I feel like it should be. It is that level of quality that I feel like it should be.
There are people who really like that game as well. There are people who really like that game.
I'm trying to see how many Devil's Third has. I mean, so for context, the highest on this list has a 29. Just to give you some idea of what we're working with here.
I can't think. I honestly can't think of anything this terrible.
Devil's Third has a 43.
Okay. Okay. That sounds about right. I think about 4.
IGN Spain gave it a 6. There you go. What a time.
Fair enough.
I mean, so I'll give you some of the higher ones on here. We've got. I mean, depressingly, I've just seen Thundercats instantly, given the song I'm listening to. Rambo, the video game, which came out in 2014. That one.
Yes, that one.
We're looking at. Let's see what else we've got. Rogue Warrior, famous for the rap in the end credits, which is amazing. I'd give the game at least a 7 just for the rap, if we're being honest. But what can you do? Raven's Cry, the pirate game that came out, which was just broken as well.
I don't fucking remember what that is.
There's a great video I'll send you about it, where it's just when you're like sailing about on the pirate ship and you have like pirates doing stuff. They would just had like obviously random NPC shouts, but they were all like, "Be brave, motherfuckers," and stuff like that. But it was almost like he would always swear in such a weird way. So he'd be like, "Be brave, pile of shits," and it was just like, "What are you doing?" It was a weird game. What else is on here that you'd recognise?
Sorry, quick question. Was the video game just called Amy?
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
We're looking at Jenga World Tour on the Wii.
Jenga World Tour. Okay.
But that's giving you some idea.
Is that bad?
Apparently, it's got 26.
That's
giving you some idea of what will be bottom. If we're looking at sort of games like that, we know what's going to be last. Leisure Suit Larry, box office bust, 25.
Fair.
Amy.
Wait, Leisure Suit Larry?
On the Xbox 360, yes.
Oh, dude! I actually remember that game. That was quite bad because it was. Was it the one that was going to be Leisure Suit Larry 5, but ended up being rebranded because they just couldn't work that in there?
I'll be real. I don't know the history of Leisure Suit Larry. I do
because obviously I played the really old Leisure Suit Larry games. Like
I've never played
the ones developed by Sierra.
We've literally never played a single one. I knew they existed, but I never played one. Just didn't. Don't know why.
I went through a phase where I just decided to play just a ton of like really old point and click adventure games from like by Sierra and LucasArts. Like I played, your Monkey Islands and stuff. Yeah. And honestly, I feel like they held up really well. Like, I really enjoyed them.
Boom.
Oh, dude.
I'll give you the. I mean, here you go. This is Eurogamer's review written by Ellie Gibson. They gave it a 2 out of 10. It's not of Leisure Suit Larry box office bust on the Xbox 360. It's not funny. It's not fun to play, and it's less erotic than Psoriasis, as the Smurfs would say. Fuck off, Larry.
The Smurfs would say.
Yeah, I assume a reference to something, but there you go.
Oh
yeah. So we've also got on the list. We said Amy. Obviously, we mentioned that one already. Batman Dark Tomorrow on the original Xbox. I don't even know what that is, and I do like Batman.
I've never heard of that game.
I've never heard of it too.
It had a great trailer and then was awful. Stalin versus the Martians on PC. Do you remember that?
Stalin versus the Martians.
Yeah, there was it had a really good trailer, which was basically just Stalin dancing, but it was a really bad real-time strategy game.
I've never heard of this, but it sounds great.
How old is Amy?
Amy was like 2012. Yeah, January 11th, 2012.
Something like that.
January 11th, 2012.
Oh, right. I mean, it's weird because part of me thinks that it looks too bad for the period, but at the same time, I'm not sure what like the sort of the benchmarking is for the for when they kind of really refined like more capped animation and really enhanced high definition visuals. I don't know what.
It wasn't the Xbox 360, I'll tell you that much.
No, it was just bad.
Well, I don't know. Like there were some visuals which I really liked back in the day. Like I remember even admiring some of the old Skyrim ones. I mean, admittedly, a lot of them were shit, but there was some stuff like I liked how the water looked in that game and just little things like that. So I don't know. I think there were good things from the
there's definitely some good-looking games on the Xbox 360, but like it's not the height of mocap and HD fidelity and stuff.
And then you remember that Amy was a low budget, relatively. I think it was an independent-ish game. It came out.
I think it was an indie game as well. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It was one of those things where it got a bit of hype because the idea was interesting to an extent, and then it came out and was just awful. Just to carry on, we've got Postal 3. Obviously, the Postal series is just pretty trash. Charlie's Angels on the GameCube, that got a 23.
Oh, nice.
But then we're getting down to the 20s and we're getting down to the worst game. Deal or No Deal on the DS got a 20.
What?
Deal or No Deal on the DS?
Deal or No Deal on the DS got a 20.
Disagree.
IGN gave it a 15. It's boring, pointless, annoying game that is fundamentally broken and thus rendered completely absurd, much like Howie Mandel himself. To top it off, the game isn't even
Howie Mandel,
making it even worse. Yeah.
Who the fuck's Howie Mandel?
He's the host of the American Deal or No Deal. N Revolution magazine. N Revolution magazine UK gave it a 1 out of 100. And the quote on Metacritic,
wow,
just as bad as the TV show ... if not worse. There you go. But yeah, so now we're down to the worst ones. Like I say, we've got Leisure Suit Larry box office pass. We've got a game here on the Switch called Room in the Night Sky. I've never even heard of that, but apparently that's 17.
No. That's a Switch game.
It is. Pocket Gamer UK 20 gave it a 2 out of 10. An absolute travesty of an experience that should never have been allowed onto the eShop in the first place. But yeah, so Ride to Hell was second last with 16. The worst is 11. It jumps down significantly from 16 to 11, and that was boringly and kind of predictably Family Party, great 30 great game obstacle arcade on the Nintendo Wii U.
Oh, that is so
That's
random.
what I mean. You were never going to get it.
That's just depressing.
That is so random.
Depressing that it's such a dull kind of game. It's not even. It's just a nothing game. It's not like Ride to Hell Retribution, which is like offensively bad.
I was really hoping that it'd be like a massive game that just got absolutely slammed into
This is
the
what I'm
ground.
saying. Big games have redeeming qualities at some stage. This.
There'll never be a 0.
Well,
there'll never be a
I feel like they just get better scores just because. I feel like they just get better scores than they should just because
to an extent they're more competent and people still have that. Inside of them.
That's basically is like as bad as Fallout 76 is. It's somewhat competent. It has a budget behind it. It's never going to be a 1 out of 10 because
that's the thing. I don't think that game isn't competent. I disagree because I've played Fallout 76 and I have to disagree immensely. Like that game feels like one of the really shitty Steam games that you would find. Like it's just got all the similar sort of the similar sort of shit in it, or to put it, lack of content. whatever. It's just like a random story that's
but let's
been
be real. I don't
pieced
disagree
together.
with you, but what's worse, that or Family Party, 30 Great Games Obstacle Arcade. You know what I mean?
Well, no, they could be fun games.
All right, let me read you out this, right? So this is the review from Official Nintendo Magazine UK, and it just says, it says coroner's report, patients suffered a psychotic breakdown while playing this game, no treatment possible. This is the sort of level we're talking. Like, Nintendo Life, a clunky and poorly considered as a title. Family is so difficult to read. Family Party, 30 Great Games Obstacle Arcade is awful.
It's awful.
Like, it's just...
It's got a terrible name.
But thing is, it's like, what I would compare Fallout 76 to is that, to me, it feels in some way like the Slaughtering Grounds, if the Slaughtering Grounds actually had a story.
But there are some people who genuinely really like Fallout 76.
Because
no one likes it.
Yeah,
it's actually, well, to be fair, when I first bought the game, I played it with my mate I won't mention their name on the podcast, but well, too late now. I've doxed them. It's fuck it. They're not going to listen to this. But hilarious. We had a hilarious amount of fun.
Doxing isn't just mentioning someone's name to that person. It's everyone else that you need to worry about. Like, you're like, oh, I've doxed him, but he's never going to hear this. That's not what doxing... You do know that, right? I need to make sure you know. Okay, yeah. Carry on.
Yeah, well, I mean, it is revealing their information.
But if they hear it, that doesn't make it any better or worse. Like, if you said my exact address, but I wasn't listening, it wouldn't make it less bad.
Anyway, moving on. Louis, what have you been playing this week?
Oh, I have. I decided to play The Last of Us for the first time.
Ooh.
It's a game that I've avoided for years because because people have told me that it's a phenomenal masterpiece and it's absolutely amazing. And I watched a lot of gameplay for it, and the gameplay looks rather tedious and rather uninteresting. So I avoided it.
Controversial.
So I avoided it for the sake of having a controversial opinion.
Yeah. Fair enough.
But after having played it, I do not agree with what I first thought playing those games. I think the story it's clearly phenomenal, but admittedly, a lot of the gameplay aspects do share some similarities with games from that sort of period where you were sort of dragged along in this sort of interactive experience where you would kind of just follow along a story in a very linear path and sort of just interact very loosely with the environments around you, rather than doing anything meaningful like combat, puzzle solving, which are also in the game. But one aspect of the gameplay that I did really like, the stealth/combat elements, I thought those were really good.
Yeah,
and yeah, I really enjoyed playing that a lot. The stealth felt very good. The combat felt really nice. One thing I didn't like was some of the puzzle solving in that game. Now, I will openly admit, some of the puzzles that I struggled to solve were purely due to me being just an utter fucking idiot. Like, that I will happily admit. But there are some puzzles that I just couldn't figure out. And when I got hinted at the solution, I just thought to myself, that was the solution? Seriously? I mean, what the fuck?
What was I because I have not played Last of Us. Well,
all right, there is one where it's like where Joel goes, I got to figure out a way past this gate because you swim underwater in this area and come up and resurface in this room. I was like, I need to figure out a way past this gate.
Okay.
So I'm just wandering about the area. I find this other room, which is full of supplies and shit, which I grab. And then I'm just looking around being like, there is nothing for me to climb up at all. Where am I going? So it just hints me, and it's like, oh yeah, just swim underneath again and go to the next area. Wait, what? That was the solution. That's not a puzzle. That's just...
It's not a puzzle, no. It sounds like you went into a room and they went, oh, okay, you're done with this room. And you went, no, I need to do this puzzle.
There aren't a lot of games. There aren't a lot of games that want you to go back the way you came immediately after going somewhere. It feels very unintuitive and very against the natural instinct of a player to do that sort of thing.
Sure, I get what you're saying. Charlie, you've played The Last of Us, haven't you?
Yes, I have. I played it twice, maybe 3 times. I can't remember that exact puzzle you're talking about, but I do know. I do think I do understand what you're saying.
Well, it's not really a puzzle. I wouldn't call it a puzzle. It was just
No, he got stuck in a room by accident.
Yeah, well, I got stuck in a room expecting that there was. Oh well, obviously it's because he specifically said, "Oh, I've got to find a way, like past this gate or whatever."
Yeah.
And then I sort of just go, well, right, I'm gonna look around, try and find a way that I can get around this gate. And it just says, oh yeah, just swim to the next area. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can't pretend to remember that exact moment. But I do think the combat is really good in that game. Like you say, I think it takes what Uncharted was, and what a lot of games of that generation and that time period were, with that sort of third-person cover-based shooting type stuff, and then just suits it to the environment and to the sort of themes and the story in a really good way. Because obviously, like Uncharted gets criticisms, kind of rightly so, because Nathan Drake is basically a mass murdering lunatic. But that's sort of the campy kind of style of the genre in a sense. Whereas this, if Joel was doing this in The Last of Us, it would be so incongruent, it would be insane. And I think it does a good job at making combat feel, I don't want to say difficult, because it's not really difficult, but sort of, and I also don't want to use gritty, because I hate the word gritty, but I think...
Well, it makes me... What that combat does make me feel is that, well, in fact, a lot of that entire game really just gives me genuine feelings of, like, true anxiety. And in a way, I think that might be a good thing.
That is good. Like,
for a game of that nature, where I just genuinely feel anxious. Not just for the sake of, like, how hideous and how horrifying the monsters are, but just because I got so quick. You just get so quickly invested in the well-being of these people that you're whose story you're following, and
I would be interested because, like, obviously you mentioned people sort of using the term masterful and stuff like that, masterpiece. If you were to sum up what you thought of The Last of Us in one word, similar to that, what would you say? Like, what would be the words you would pick?
I think it is a fantastic game.
I think
it has... Well, fantastic is a word.
Sure, that's fine.
But it has... I do feel like it has noticeably aged. I feel like the way we sort of structure gameplay now is a little bit different. Like we've kind of moved on from sort of linear games which just tell a story. We've kind of moved on to more like open experiences.
Yeah, this generation has definitely brought the open world to the biggest stage it has ever been, sort of thing. Like every game, there was a time period where it felt like every game was almost GTA 5 in a way.
Oh, for God's sake, yeah. Yeah, I was so annoyed at that. I just stopped playing games for a bit.
Yeah, it makes me interested to see what they would do with Last of Us 2, because obviously it's a direct sequel. How do they change that? Like, so it's very interesting. I love Last of Us. I think it's one of those things where there are still moments from that game that stick with me, and obviously the writing is incredible. Like, the writing is really, really good. Like Louis said, it not only does it make you care about the characters very quickly, but it keeps you caring about them. They never like for what is a game that is essentially a giant escort mission in a sense. I never felt frustrated or annoyed or any negative feelings towards Ellie or Ellie's AI. Despite
Well, what I like about how they've treated the AI in that game is that they sort of don't really have their own physical presence, and they can't really affect the environment. Because if they could, that'd just be frustrating and annoying. And I reckon they probably tried working with that, and they probably figured that out some point in development.
Yeah, it would have been a bad call because and the thing is, I didn't even realize until very late on in the game. Louis, you finished it, right?
I finished it today.
So
actually.
I didn't actually realize that Ellie wasn't. Ellie was invisible to the opponents until the hospital sort of college campus place.
I sort of knew straight away after like she walked right in front of one and it didn't even.
That's when I realized that sort of thing happened, and I was like, "Oh, okay, that makes more sense." And then I was like, "Well, that's kind of helpful for me because that means I don't have to worry about it."
Yeah, I mean, it did break immersion quite a bit for me. I did feel like at first I thought, "Oh, this feels kind of lazy," and then I kind of thought, well, actually, they probably tested with this at some point, and it probably just didn't.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's one of those
That's
things.
because it do like didn't Resident Evil 4 do it like Resident Evil 4 for a big part of that you escort in the president's daughter, but she can be attacked and is seen by enemies.
Oh yeah, that's the entire
right,
thing.
and everyone hates that. So
it's
surely
stupidly annoying. Especially, I mean, they didn't help themselves in Resident Evil 4 because the second she gets grabbed, she starts screaming at the top of her lungs, which is important to let you know that she's been grabbed. But at the same time, it's so grating. But it's the right decision. It is a bit immersion breaking, but it is the right decision because sometimes you make the decision that seems worse for the benefit of everyone. Because Jesus Christ, if in that game Ellie could get grabbed, it would just be. Or if she could stop you sneaking, because like you say, like stealth is like the big introduction from the Uncharted formula. Imagine if you were sneaking along and then she just ran in front of someone, you'd probably be absolutely furious.
Yeah, you would.
The thing is, even in like even in environments, like Ellie can be interacted with. Like she can be interacted with, but only when like your cover's blown and you've been spotted. That's when she kind of snaps back into reality and becomes sort of like a physical entity again.
But it's I think that game's really interesting, and it's the sequel I'm super excited for because the first game, I don't want the sequel. It's weird. I never wanted the sequel. I wish Naughty Dog went to do something else.
It ended in a way which felt like if you continue more with this story, it's going to make people feel very anxious very quickly because of obviously the connotations of what the ending had.
I think the ending it becomes less impactful, the ending of the first one, knowing there's going to be a sequel in a sense. Potentially not. I mean, it might give it a different, like as of now. Because
I feel like the way the first one ended is gonna the sort of the events that led to the end of that game are going to have some involvement with the story of the part two.
I mean, yeah, it kind of has to, right? But like one of the things I like about the first one, one of the things I love about it is the confidence of its ending. It ends in a way that would be. I'm trying very hard not to say anything that could be vaguely spoilerish. And not just for Adam's sake, kind of for everyone's, but also for Adam's sake. But
I mean, I don't mind at this point. Like, it's up to the point where if I am going to play the game ever, I don't know when it will be.
I mean, I now have a copy of it.
Like, I can
a
go
PlayStation
through
4
it.
copy.
Oh god, it's my time to tell you about how Troy Baker ruined The Last of Us for me, isn't it?
Is this something to do with Final Fantasy? Because I know he's in like every Final Fantasy or something.
He's in every video game ever. Is the thing. No, he's in. So the opening of I played the opening of The Last of Us. The bit where his daughter dies.
Yeah.
And his daughter is called Sarah, and that's fine. Now, I have played a
Can I
video
just
game
say-
that is called Final Fantasy
Can I
13.
just say, I love, out of context, that sentence is incredible. His daughter is called Sarah, and that is fine. What a...
That's fine. That's fine. Nothing wrong with the name Sarah. It's a nice name. Now, I've played a video game called Final Fantasy 13, starring Troy Baker as a big, dumb, blonde, muscular Snow.
Mhm.
And in that game, he is engaged to a small lady who is also called Sarah.
Ah, okay.
And so all the way throughout the opening of The Last of Us, all I heard was Troy Baker shouting the name Sarah, which is what he does through 90% of Final Fantasy 13.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, this has no... All I could think of was just this big, stupid, blonde idiot shouting about how, I'm going to be the hero!
Sure.
Yeah!
Yeah.
Sarah! Sarah!
If it helps,
That's what...
he doesn't mention it that often after the opening.
Yeah, agreed.
I imagine it's that I played a little bit after it, and because I was at a friend's house at the time, and he was like, "Oh, you should play The Last of Us." And I played the opening, and I was like, "This is just Troy Baker shouting the word Sarah." I've heard this before.
I've been
and then I played a little bit where like I bricked a dude. I don't know. I threw a brick at someone. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, fair enough.
Do you know what weirds me out in that game? If you throw a brick at somebody, it doesn't knock them
It
out.
just sort of phases them a little bit.
What is this? I'm sorry, but that would knock a dude out cold.
Yeah, you would not enjoy your life if you got smashed in the
Yeah,
head
you would.
by a brick.
You would not be feeling much for like the
If
next
you got
few
absolutely
hours.
domed by a brick, it wouldn't do you much good.
It wouldn't be good.
No.
It wouldn't be healthy. But yeah, so I played the opening and I was like, oh, right, okay. And I didn't massively enjoy it or get into it. And then after that, I just never played it again because it wasn't my game. I'd never owned the game.
Yeah.
So I just haven't bothered. And I'm sure I could have got it free on PS Plus at one point, but I just never did.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. I don't remember if they ever went up.
I miss most games on PS Plus now. I'm just too lazy to look.
That's the first world problem.
This month's good. This month's Shadow of the Colossus.
That's such a fella. That's such a first world
Just
problem.
I don't even look at the PlayStation Plus lineup anymore. I don't need to. Like, disgusting.
Well, I get so excited. I get way more excited at the prospect of playing a video game than I do actually playing them.
You can play Sonic Forces. Come on, Louis.
Oh, that's like those aren't my kind of
Everyone's
games.
kind of
though.
game.
Sonic Forces.
You love Sonic Forces. You live for Sonic Forces. I heard
You can make your OC Sonic character.
I heard the other day that you were just drawing Sonic the Hedgehog. That's what I heard. This is what I was told.
I was drawing Sonic the Hedgehog, but as Pikachu.
Yeah.
No, Louis, what you should do is you should Google Louis the Hedgehog and see what comes up.
I don't want to. Please. I don't want to.
The one thing that everyone needs to do is Google their first name followed by the hedgehog, and then that's all.
You won't enjoy it.
No,
Yeah, I won't enjoy it.
you won't enjoy it, especially if like
there won't be,
Sonic's
like-
pregnant or something. I
There
don't know.
won't be like just random horrific amounts of porn, will there?
No, Sonic might be pregnant, but it's not porn.
Oh God! Oh, why? Why does he have? Why does he have to be pregnant?
Why is Sonic pregnant? I don't know.
Yeah.
He has to be created somehow, realistically.
Yeah. I remember seeing a picture. It's not porn, but it is weird. Of Rosalina from Super Mario Galaxy, and she's eaten Amy Rose from Sonic.
Yeah, I've seen this one as well.
Inside her stomach, and then inside of Amy's stomach is Sonic, who she has also eaten. I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? What's this madness? Why does this exist?
It's a bit mad. I'm not gonna lie about it. It's a little bit mad.
That is like a hardcore like fantasy to
I
have.
just don't understand why you think like Rosalina's eaten Amy Rose, who's eaten Sonic. I don't know. It's just fucking weird.
It's not normal. I wouldn't call it acceptable even. You know, but you know, you do you, bro.
I mean, yeah, if you enjoy that kind of thing, I'm not going to come over there and like start slapping you in the face.
I think less of you.
If you enjoy that sort of thing, yeah, I'd think less of you.
We're not going to kink shame. I mean, we might do a little bit.
If your kink is Rosalina eating Sonic characters, it's a bit weird.
I mean, it's not a crime though, right?
It's not a crime. You're right. As long as you're not committing any
cut-off point, no.
yeah.
I don't know. I still feel like if it's not a crime,
yeah, I agree.
Then it's just not an issue.
I agree. If it's not a crime, it's not an issue. You're not hurting anybody else. Do what you want.
Yeah, of course. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that, but at the same time, I'm not sure about that person specifically. But yeah, no, I do agree in general. That is a general walk.
Sonic OCs.
Though cannibalism is a crime.
I
mean, that's if you're eating.
I don't want to talk about murder again.
I wasn't going to bring up horrendous slaughtering again.
The slaughtering grounds.
Yes. So Adam, what have you been playing this week?
Oh, lots of stuff. Actually, surprisingly.
Ooh, go on. Give me
loads of games.
Give me a cheeky rundown.
Give me what?
A cheeky rundown.
A roundup.
Yeah.
Oh, I did it in for the meeting of the website that I work for, and it's more than I'm surprised at the amount of games that I played. So I played a bit of Bloodborne.
Okay.
That was one. I played the mobile game Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia, which is a game I play all the time.
Yep.
Fire Emblem Genealogy of the Holy War, a Super Nintendo game.
Name as well.
What a fucking title.
It's the fucking title.
You know
the mobile game Fire Emblem Heroes.
Okay.
Oh. What was on there? Rayman Legends.
Oh, yes.
Yes. It was a great game. The Sims 4. Played a bit more of The Sims 4. Got really bored of it very quickly.
Oh, is this on the... Is this PS4?
Yeah. I was like,
Have they added in my request yet? Have they patched in my request?
No, unfortunately, no. They have not got The Sims fucking. And Monster Hunter World as well. We played Monster Hunter World. Played Monster Hunter World with my friends on Sunday. That was a lot of fun.
Nice.
Well, your friends minus me.
Yeah,
and Charlie.
You guys should get it. Everyone get Monster Hunter World. We could play Monster Hunter World together.
I know someone who had a copy of Monster Hunter World. I don't know if they still do it. I could ask to borrow it. If they still have it, I don't know if they still do
it.
It's
good.
On extended permanent load.
Yeah, if
can I steal this?
The person I know who I know and you know has Monster Hunter World is listening to this. Can I borrow it, please? Also, do you still have it? Message me because I might forget. Just let me know, guys. Cheers.
It's good. It's a good, fun game. I enjoy playing it, and like I said, I'll play it with everyone. It's a good, fun game. But the game I played last night was a Final Fantasy VII Remake demo.
So I've downloaded it. I just haven't had time to play it.
Is it free? It free?
It's free. Yeah, it's the demo. Yeah.
Right. I'll probably play that tomorrow. Then I imagine
that's my plan as well. If so. Is it the So questions. Is it the opening section of Final Fantasy VII?
Yeah. It's the exact. So it's the opening, like exact opening sequence up to the Mako reactor where you blow it up and then escape, and then that's
cool.
It.
So it's how far I ever got in Final Fantasy VII.
Oh, so you do get the heinous act of terrorism in there.
Yes, they are terrorists.
Sweet. You do get to play the terrorist bit.
The game is a political game. It is about politics.
and terror.
And terror. Oh my god. Honestly, the game's beautiful. The game's fucking beautiful.
It looks like from all the trailers, the art style and everything they've done with it looks amazing. Like the graphics.
It's just fucking stunning. Like there's no it is seamless. It's seamless between cutscene and gameplay. It's actually seamless.
I've been really excited about it coming out because obviously Final Fantasy. So for context, I haven't played Final Fantasies really. 7 is the only one I played, and I literally played up until the Mako reactor, just past it, and then I stopped playing it. and that was when I was a child.
Yeah.
So I can't really speak to Final Fantasy as a thing. But one of the things that I really excites me about this remake specifically, apart from the amount of piss it's going to boil when it is inevitably terrible, but that's a side note.
It's not. It's
Keep
not.
telling,
That's the
keep
best
telling
thing.
yourself that, mate. It'll happen eventually. But is the inherent weirdness that Final Fantasy VII has, because it's not. It's just in certain places it does stuff.
There's some odd bits.
Yeah, and that like
the cross-dressing.
the cross-dressing, the character who just doesn't have legs.
The man with a gun for an arm.
The character that doesn't have legs. Do you mean Bugenhagen or something? He's like on a cloud.
I
assume he'll have legs in the remake. I don't know.
There's a lot of stuff that's just weird in that one that I'm very excited to witness live in the flesh. The bit when you jump off a dolphin onto a crane or whatever, like there's a lot. There's a lot of stuff in there where I'm just like, oh, I wonder what the hell they're gonna do for this.
When the dolphin flips you up into the air onto a pylon.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
But it's exciting to me.
Cloud gives a child mouth to mouth in that scene as well.
Lovely stuff. Can't wait.
Very strange.
Just Charlie.
Cannot wait.
Lovely stuff.
But yeah,
I believe the girl was saying lovely stuff about it. She was like, Cloud, mouth to mouth, yes.
I wish he would give me mouth to mouth. But that's a side note.
He's a pretty boy. He's a very
especially
pretty boy.
Post cross dressing. Like, come on, he rocks it.
Miss Cloud. Miss Cloud is what they call.
It's So up until the Maker Reactor, right? So up until the promotion.
Yeah.
Does that include the boss fight?
It includes the Scorpion boss fight. Yeah.
Okay.
It's. I now that if you two are going to go play it, I don't want to talk about it now. I want to talk about it when we're all like.
We could save it till next week if you want, because I will play it.
I was just like, oh my goodness. I honestly, just as a heads up to people who. So Final Fantasy VII wasn't my favorite. It was never my favorite, and it was never my first. But I know it is for a lot of people. But I know from things that I've been hearing from other people on the internet, the demo at least is everything everyone has ever wanted from a remake of Final Fantasy VII, and that is impressive because the game is held to such high regard that it would have been impossible for them to get this right.
Yeah,
and it looks like they've got it right.
Yeah, and for a while,
that's how incredible it is.
Well, it has
which is the amazing thing, is they looked like they've got it wrong, and then for them to have pulled it back like this is impressive.
Yeah. Like
it still doesn't have the beloved turn-based combat that everyone seems to be mad over. It doesn't have
turn-based combat, but it does have the ATB system in there in a way. So like you can spam square to do attacks, and then like your special abilities are locked behind like time, like turn-based time window sort of, like the same way the original game is. Only you can now just also attack and evade and block and stuff.
I feel like I don't know. I do like the absence of the turn-based combat. I do think the game would look a lot nicer with flashier combat.
Oh, the combat is flashy as shit in this game. It is incredibly flashy.
Is it a bit too much?
No, it's like I did one combo and my jaw fucking dropped, and I was like, "Oh my god, this game is ridiculous." Like it's literally it's stunning. It's stunning. It's the best looking game I've ever played.
I mean, FIFA 08, but sure. Okay, carry on.
FIFA 08, yeah.
FIFA 08, what a fucking random.
For sure. I mean, that's what I've been playing. I don't know if we're not going to talk about Final Fantasy this week. What am I going to talk about? I don't know. Monster Hunter World. Everyone should go play it. Fire Emblem Genealogy of the Holy War is fucking weird.
Oh, of course. Oh, yeah. I was thinking, Adam, as well. When it comes out, because I imagine you're going to play Animal Crossing when it comes out.
I will have to wait like a month, and then I'm going to buy it.
Oh, I was hoping we could like have our takes at the same time, because I was going to buy the rival game of Doom Eternal.
Doom Eternal.
Of course
Yeah,
it is
no, unfortunately, I will
Animal
have to
Crossing
wait.
Beta Doom Eternal in the same way Killzone was the Halo killer. They were
Well, no, see, Animal Crossing's the Doom killer.
Okay.
Even so, Isabel plays Doom. Have you seen the Isabel Doom, the Animal Crossing Doom thing? It's so good.
I've seen all the memes. I've seen all the
Great.
the Doom / Animal Crossing
To
memes.
be honest, I don't think they're even rivals. I just think they're friends. I think they're just like, yeah, this is cool.
I like the wholesome ones of like where Isabel goes into a game shop and asks for a copy of Doom Eternal.
Yeah, and then the Doom guy is like, "Can I have Animal Crossing, please?" Yeah, it's nice. Oh,
That was an end to that. I did not expect. We started off talking about war, and we ended with
What the fuck? What the fuck was that noise?
just nice.
what noise? The R noise.
I think Louis. I think Louis dead. I think Louis died.
Oh, Animal Crossing.
I'm not dead.
I think Louis done a bit of a death.
Do you know that there's a dog that plays guitar?
There is. There is. And he sings that.
He does. It's so good. That one song is really good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they have like weird nonsense gobbledygook language, don't they?
Do you know I've seen do you know they do covers on of like pop songs in that style on YouTube? People do.
Yeah.
Have you heard Earthquake? The cover of Tyler the Creator's Earthquake.
I've not.
It's so good.
Have you seen the mashup of that specific KK Slider song and Today is a New Day by Ice Cube?
Oh
That's
no!
a banger.
I'll
send it to you. It's a banger. It's a banger.
Oh, I love KK Slider. Have you watching have you guys seen Outside Xbox?
Yes, I like them a lot.
It's basically the like PlayStation access, but they're allowed to do things that aren't just Xbox. And they would talk about like, their favorite like song stuff, and one of them was talk about KK Slider, about how like the music in Animal Crossing is really good. The music in Animal Crossing really is.
Of course they. Well, for starters, of course they're allowed to do things outside of Xbox. Otherwise, there'd be not much to fucking talk about.
Well, no,
Let's be
like,
real.
So, do you remember like ages ago on the 360 they had Inside Xbox?
Yes, that.
And they weren't allowed to talk to. They were like in Xbox. That's what they were. They were hired by Xbox to talk about Xbox stuff. Like Inside Xbox is no more. Andy Ferrantula.
Yeah.
Andy Farrant. He's on.
He
Xbox.
started Outside Xbox with Jane and what's his name?
I don't know if Jane started. I was unaware that Jane started it, but yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, no, Outside Extra is really good as well, which is their second channel, which is everything else, and yeah, they're good.
Ellen and Luke.
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, they're really cool as well. But yeah, no, I just generally like their stuff. But yeah, they do other things because Inside Xbox was Xbox only. Outside Xbox is everything, like all video games. But yeah, Animal Crossing's got great music.
I agree.
Animal Crossing.
I agree. Well, I guess what we could talk about then is BAFTAs.
We should talk about the BAFTAs. You posted like just before we started the podcast that the BAFTA nominations have come.
Yeah, I completely forgot until we were getting drinks and getting ready for this, and I went, "Oh yeah, crap! This was the thing that happened."
Oh crap! This is the thing.
I mean,
it's a fucking shit list.
Well, so what I'll do, I guess, is, I mean, we can go through specific categories if either of you have like something you feel really passionate
Let's just go through like all of them. I think. Let's just go through all of them. I think that's
right. You've got a list, haven't you, Adam? Because I did not memorize them.
I do have a list. Charlie's got it in front of him as well. So I mean, it's up to you guys. Charlie should probably read them out because like I've just got a list of random shit.
Okay. I want you to know I'm still listening to Thundercat. Okay, so we'll go through we'll go through it alphabetically, and then I guess we'll end with the best game. So first of all, we have animation. So I mean, so there's a couple of things to note about it. I was looking at the press release. Control and Death Stranding have both got the records now for most nominations in a single year with 11 each.
They're in every single category, aren't they? Apart from best British game, best. Control's not in best debut game. They're not in best family game.
Death Stranding, that famous family game.
I mean, it is dumb. I do think it is dumb that they're in some of the categories that, frankly, they just do not deserve.
I mean, we'll
to
get
be
to it
in.
in a second, I guess. But yeah, I mean, the nominations thing's a bit of a misnomer because there's more categories this year than there ever has been before. For example, animation.
But they are also in
and then,
just about every category possible, though, as well.
Yeah. But yeah, so this, and then there's some new categories. But let's get to it. So animation. Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Control, Death Stranding, Luigi's Mansion 3, Sayonara Wild Hearts, and Sekiro Shadows Die Twice.
Yeah.
Part of me feels like the Call of Duty one was probably just a bit of a throw-in because of because everyone because it feels very nostalgic, that game, because of how much people enjoyed Modern Warfare.
So, I mean, you were talking about like Control and Death Stranding being in a lot of these categories, but I feel like Call of Duty Modern Warfare and Luigi's Mansion are also in a hell of a lot of these categories.
So Call of Duty has 5 nominations, and I can't remember how many Luigi's Mansion's got. I can find it, but yeah, Call of Duty's got 5.
It's similar, I think. Just looking at what we've got, Disco Elysium's in a lot, but it's not an animation.
I think Luigi
and Goose Game's in a lot, but not.
How's
Goose Game not an animation? What the fuck?
I mean, Call of Duty is a weird one, right? Because, like, I don't think anyone would accuse the animations of Call of Duty being bad, but it's not. I wouldn't call it anything groundbreaking.
It's not outstanding animation or anything, is it? No, it's not like the best animation of the year.
Yeah, like you look at some of the other stuff on this list, and it's nowhere near that. As good as it is, it's not anything to write home about. But then I guess, are you picking what is just the best, or are you picking what is the most interesting? If you know
the best, you pick out what's the best animation of 2019. How was there no Kingdom Hearts in there? How is Kingdom Hearts 3 not in best animation when that game? So I'm watching Playframe on YouTube play through Kingdom Hearts 3. He Dan from Extra Credits, left Extra Credits, whatever. He's got his own channel, which is Playframe, and he started playing Kingdom Hearts games, and now he's just playing through Kingdom Hearts 3 like a year after its release. And even though I've already played that game, watching it through again, I'm constantly amazed at the amount of detail that's gone into the animation in that game. How has Kingdom Hearts 3, which, by the way, has different animation sets for each individual weapon, and there's like 20 of them, how has that not beaten out? And these animation sets differ between worlds as well.
Well, I mean, for starters,
amazing quality.
And this is why I've always sort of protested that these awards don't really mean anything, because I mean, Kingdom Hearts 3 isn't on the list because it just doesn't have as much traction as those other games. I mean,
I agree to an extent, but then you see something like Sayonara Wild Hearts in it. You're looking at obviously Sekiro, Luigi's Mansion to an extent because it's obviously Nintendo and it was a big thing for Switch.
It's the token Nintendo game that they could be bothered to nominate,
right?
But it's probably the only Nintendo game they've bothered to nominate in any fucking category.
But Sayonara Wild Hearts is a
yeah,
significantly different thing to be in there, and deserves.
Like Kingdom Hearts is a massive series. I mean, Sayonara Wild Hearts deserves it. I think Sayonara Wild Hearts is fucking great. But like some of the games in there, I'm just sat there like, yeah, but Kingdom Hearts has managed to do in the same game realistic Johnny Depp and almost perfect Woody from Toy Story. Like,
trying to think of what else is in there. Was Death Stranding in that category as well?
Yeah, Death Stranding's in
it. So just to read it out again: Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, Control, Death Stranding, Luigi's Mansion 3, Sayonara Wild Hearts, and Sekiro Shadows Die Twice.
I mean, I could be wrong because I don't really know how these things are animated, but I mean, it does feel like just sort of bog standard, like motion capture animation.
Here are the big games plus Luigi's Mansion, Sayonara Wild Hearts.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I say, like Control has some stuff that's interesting. Death Stranding obviously has stuff that's interesting. Call of Duty, I really don't see anything interesting. Don't get me wrong. The animation is very good. It's just deeply uninteresting, you know?
Luigi's Mansion's adorable, but like best animation? Maybe, I don't know. But still, Yeah, I know. Now that I've realised that Goose Game's not even there, when it's nominated for like half of the other awards, I'm like, what? How's Goose Game not for best animation, dude? That game's got bloody great animation.
Trying to, because obviously, so Kingdom Hearts was quite early, so I wondered if it was in 2019. It's not.
It is January.
Yeah. Well, because,
but I would imagine it still.
Well, there's something else I'll bring up when we talk about stuff we might have put in later, I guess. But that was also January. But it wasn't. I was checking if they counted January.
As Resident Evil.
Yeah. But no, they didn't.
Yeah, because both of those were. Although this is later on in the year than most of the other ones, which have already been and gone. Like the Game Awards, been and gone in like December, wasn't it? So
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, artistic achievement. Concrete Genie. Control. Death Stranding.
Right.
Disco Elysium, Knights and Bikes, and Sayonara Wild Hearts again.
I don't know what Knights and Bikes is.
I'm sorry, but as someone who's played Death Stranding, there's not a lot of things in that game that I would consider artistic. It's I mean, most of the game is just the same big empty sandbox, which all looks the same.
I'm assuming artistic achievement is art style and not like.
Well, what I mean, what art style does it have? Just
it does have an
generic.
Art style, but I guess.
I mean,
I guess
it has an identity that's quite specifically itself. Like it's got a sort of futuristic. It reminds me of
a Kojima.
Oh yeah. When I look Kojima in that, when I look at it, it reminds me of what the future would look like in 80s films, if you know what I mean. Which is a very
it's very Kojima.
It's what the future would look like in Kojima's head.
Yeah, which is an 80s film in a way.
All 80s films, yeah. All 80s. So that's all Kojima thinks about is 80s cinema and 80s music.
Yeah, a little bit. And Norman Reedus and Guillermo. He's a big fan of Mads Mikkelsen. Like maybe a bit too big if we're being honest about it.
I'm not going to go into it yet. We're going to go into it later, but Mads Mikkelsen.
Big Mads, bro. Big Mads. Is there anything you'd feel like should be in that category? For like, if you're thinking about games which have like a legit artistic achievement about them?
Zelda.
Well, that was a...
Zelda Twilight, Zelda Link's Awakening, the claymation thing.
Oh yeah, of course. Was that last year?
Yeah, and it's nominated for another award in here somewhere. I can't remember where exactly, but it is nominated for another award in here. It's gorgeous art, that game.
I genuinely feel like I've not played a lot of games that came out this year.
And Goose Game needs to be in there as well.
Yeah, Goose Game. Because you're right about that.
Trying to think what game would I have played that came out in 2019?
I mean, that's quite a broad question to ask, my G.
Yeah, I don't.
Did you play that? Did you play the Resident Evil game? The re-release of Resident Evil?
Resident Evil 2.
No, I avoided the shit out of that. I mean, I wanted to because obviously I quite like Resident Evil 1 and 2.
You should play it. It's amazing. It's really, really, really freaking good. Yeah, I like seeing Knights and Bikes in there. I think like stuff like Sayonara Wild Hearts just deserves all of them.
Sayonara Wild Hearts and Disco Elysium both deserve like bunches of awards that they've those two games are incredible. And I'm really happy Concrete Genie got a nod. I think it's a really cool game. Whether I would have nominated it or not, I don't know, but I'm happy it got like a bit of attention.
Next up, audio achievement.
I don't know what the fucking hell this means because there's music and performance later on.
Yeah, so I guess. Well, I mean, I guess it's how it all comes together.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. I'm actually trying to think here. What does it?
Well, I mean, if we look at the nominations, you've got Ape Out, Call of Duty Modern Warfare again, Control again, Death Stranding again, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, and then Untitled Goose Game. I guess when you look at it in terms of that, you think, I don't know if I would put. Let me just check.
I can't. There's nothing that those games have in common.
Well,
I call it the filler. Filler category.
I think it's different because it looks like something like Ape Out. I don't know if either of you played Ape Out, but
No.
You should. It's great, but it's not got a soundtrack in the traditional sense. It doesn't have performances in the traditional sense. Its audio is very much something different. I don't know if I would put, say, Call of Duty or Control or anything like that in there. But then again,
like Goose Game I can see in terms of audio achievement, because that's kind of it's interactive audio in terms of how the game works. But yeah, Call of Duty, Control, Death Stranding, Star Wars.
It's a weird one because it's like it feels like
lightsaber noises.
Well, that's the thing. I feel like we're halfway between sort of more recognizing the artistic achievements within games, be it musically or visually or whatever, and then also having the old school mentality of this is the best family game, this is the best music, this is the. Do you know what I mean? It's quite a weird middle space we're in, where you can say have a difference of audio achievement and for say music or performance, which in a game like I say like Ape Out makes sense, but in maybe other senses it wouldn't. I don't know. It's quite a weird space we're in. Regardless, I'd give it to. For me, it'd be Ape Out or Untitled Goose Game. Probably.
Yeah, probably, I think. Well, I played Ape Out, so Goose Game.
Yeah, I'd probably pick Ape Out. Let's do next up. We're going to skip that one. British game. The best.
I've not played any of these games.
The best of British. Dirt Rally 2.0, Heaven's Vault, Knights and Bikes, Observation, Planet Zoo, and Total War 3 Kingdoms.
Not played any of them. I have no idea.
Nope. Not a word.
Literally no clue.
It's weird because we have a lot of like Dirt Rally is one of those games that people would pick if they're super into racing games, and like Total War would be the default pick if you're super into strategy games.
Yeah, like RTSs, that kind of thing. If that's your thing.
And I can't think of anything else off the top of my head that should be in there, but that's because I never really think about where games are coming from. Most by and large, I never really go. That's a British.
Yeah, I don't know if I could name any like particularly British games from last year. Don't know.
I don't know. I'd give it to Knights and Bikes just because I like that art stuff. Debut game, Ape Out.
This is fun.
Death Stranding, Disco Elysium, Katana Zero, Knights and Bikes, and Manifold Garden.
Fair.
Disco Elysium.
I mean, it's got to go to Disco Elysium, right?
Yeah, like again, I really want to stress if you haven't played Ape Out, I do think it's worth playing. It's really, really good. But Disco Elysium is more impressive to me, if that makes sense. Even if I love Ape Out with a real big passion. Disco Elysium.
Yeah, Disco Elysium. No, like not even needs a. It's incredible.
Louis, any opinions?
No.
Fair enough.
You should play Disco Elysium if you can, Louis. You'll fucking love it. It's an RPG. It's great.
Evolving game, which is always a weird category.
Evolving game doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, so Apex Legends, Destiny 2, Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers, Fortnite, No Man's Sky Beyond, Path of Exile. I would probably give it to No Man's Sky, if I'm being honest.
Really?
It's the one that has been most... Like, if you think about it, like... So evolving game is sort of the category where you have the games that are still relevant from past years now because they use these sort of games. No Man's Sky is... I don't want to use the word redemption because I feel like that's a bit much, but No Man's Sky's arc is incredible. Like, to go from something everyone hated to something that's actually really, really well liked by a lot of people, and to sort of live up to the potential it had, I'd be tempted to give it to that, to be honest.
I don't know. I have played a lot of Destiny 2. And I'd be kind of tempted to give it to that.
This is why I don't disagree. The one argument I would make against it is when I've played Destiny 2, it's no different than what it was. Like, you might have more stuff and different weapons in different ways, but like fundamentally it's still the same game, whereas No Man's Sky is very, very different.
But I mean, I've not played I have not really played No Man's Sky, But what kind of differences would I expect to see in a game like No Man's Sky?
It's good now.
I mean, there is that fundamental difference.
Just telling me that. I mean, isn't enough. Just it good now.
It's taken what everyone thought it was going to be and actually made it. Like, you have a lot of stuff, like you have the VR stuff, which is interesting, but you have like a lot of building stuff, a lot of stuff where people looked at it, because when it was being marketed, obviously there was the big thing about everyone's going to get their bee in their bonnet, and I don't really give a shit. But like, everyone's like, oh, it's not what we thought it was going to be, which is fine. But now it is that. Like, they've managed to do that. Like, with continuous free updates they've got there. Whereas Destiny 2 is still very much Destiny 2 to me. It's never, and they've not done anything to change that, if you know what I'm saying. Which, if you're into Destiny, is great. Like, if they're giving you Destiny,
I think,
do you know what I mean? But for me, it's like,
yeah, like, I've kind of stopped playing Destiny 2 for like the past few months just to sort of do other stuff, and I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever return to it, but I have to admit, I do think the stuff that they've been adding to the game has been getting progressively better. After the very lackluster first DLC that they released, which was kind of, the content wasn't particularly great. It didn't really flesh out much of the sort of the extended lore, if you will. But I feel like every instance after that, I feel like the sort of the story it's added, plus the whole new terrain to explore. Like, when they added, I forgot what the DLC is called now. When they added like the Forsaken, I think that's what it was called, Forsaken. And when they kind of sort of changed how they would sort of tell the story, I really quite liked it.
Adam, what about you? Which one would you pick out those?
I am gonna pivot this, and I'm gonna come at you, Charlie, with Final Fantasy 14 Shadowbringers.
I was looking at the list and I thought that would be what you would pick, mainly because you actually know stuff about Final Fantasy, whereas I lost.
Also Final Fantasy, but so Final Fantasy 14, the MMO, launched to the worst reviews of the entire franchise, including spin-offs, because it was a broken fucking mess and almost bankrupt the fucking company again because they spent bazillions of dollars designing a plant pot.
Listen, plant pots are important, man.
It was the best looking plant pot in every video game ever, but they bankrupted themselves over a fucking plant pot. And then, because the game was fucked, they basically remade the game, in lore, ended the entire world, like had an in-game event for players who were actually still playing the game, where the world ended. And then they built the game up from scratch, and now it's the second biggest MMO of all time. And also, that game, Shadowbringers, the expansion, got, like, I think it was one of the highest rated games of the year. Like 91, 92, up there with like Resident Evil 2 and stuff like that.
Yeah, it got, for context, it got its average score was 91, for context.
Yeah. Like, legitimately, like, that expansion on its own is incredible. And then if you're talking about the journey of a game, the game itself has had an incredible journey as well as sort of evolution. Like, that's how I'd pivot that, essentially.
I like it. When you were saying that, it did describe Fortnite a lot to me as well. Because although Fortnite, you still do much the same stuff you did at the beginning of Fortnite, they're consistent.
It is very much an evolving game.
It adapts constantly, and it's not just like it's not just like an event where it's like, oh, Thanos rocks up. It's like, oh, here's a new thing, here's this, here's that, here's that. There's constant new ways to do that, which I've been really impressed by, to be honest.
Well, they constantly just change the terrain.
Well, it's like they change everything. Like, I played it last, so I was super into Fortnite when it first came out, and then dropped off when the meta changed. I
actually really like it. Like, I think it's a
great game. Like, I was super into it, and the only reason I dropped off is because the meta changed against me, and so I was no longer as good as I was. So I stopped playing it. Also, all of my friends who I played it with hate it with a passion, and so they no longer play with me. But we went back and played it towards the end of last year during the winter, and there were so many random things in that game that were not in it before, like planes and these weird buggy type things and locations and ways to interact. It was just like it changes constantly, and it's almost like it has a similar cataclysmic event, like you say with Final Fantasy. Fortnite is one of those things that's sort of taking from what other people have done to keep evolving a game, but also doing new stuff to evolve a game in a really interesting way.
Also, I noticed that like a lot of other things that aren't so not to sort of interrupt or to go off on a tangent, but like this evolving game, a lot of these games are just like the most popular games.
Yes.
Evolving games in general, like they're missing out. So we mentioned Monster Hunter before. Iceborne came out last year as well. The big expansion for Monster Hunter World, which essentially changes the landscape entirely, makes it an entirely new kind of open world for that. Which no nomination for that. Also, any fighting game.
I guess it's interesting that the terminology is evolving game as opposed to say best DLC or something like that. So it does sort of like the connotation
or
with
best supported game.
Yeah,
because like best supported game, is that not like Smash or something like that?
No, it's PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale. We spoke about that. That's fine. No, it's interesting, isn't it?
You know, like it's a weird category that you say evolving game as a reason to try and get rid of. I don't know, try and make it, and it's still just the most popular games. There's no fighting games in there whatsoever, despite the fact that fighting games have constant support. Like I said, Smash, Tekken 7's got incredible support throughout the whole of the year. Same with Mortal Kombat, whatever number we're on.
Yeah,
great support from the developers there. That is an evolving game. Why is that not even? I don't know.
Family, my favorite category. And there is one. I already know exactly what Adam's going to pick, and I think I'll probably agree.
Oh, is he going to be Death Stranding?
Fucking I love the Family Game Awards because every award show, it's usually just this is all the Nintendo games, and in this one, there's still only just the one Nintendo game that they've bothered to nominate.
So Concrete Genie, Knights and Bikes, Luigi's Mansion 3, Untitled Goose Game, Vacation Simulator, and Wattam.
I mean, family game. I mean, Luigi's Mansion. I mean, it does count, I suppose, but I mean, you can only really play that with like one other person.
Yeah, Gooigi.
Yeah, it's family friendly game in it as opposed to
just,
game people would.
Yeah, I suppose.
Because I mean, the positive thing about the category in general, without speaking about specific people in it right now, is the idea like, I mean, 3 or 4 years ago, it used to be family and social games, and it's like at least we've sort of evolved past that to where we can have, a separate thing. We don't have to go, it's going to be it's Mafia Wars or whatever the hell crappy Facebook game. Yeah.
Don't do that to us. But like, is Fortnite not a family game? Is it not family friendly? I don't know.
I mean, it didn't come out.
It's literally it's literally
yeah.
Battle Royale.
You're right.
It's a gameplay style based on that very famous film.
Yeah, the one where
that one kids film. Hunger Games.
Kids in it, isn't it?
Hunger Games.
Dude, I wasn't talking about Hunger Games, but
so Adam, you're picking Wattam, obviously.
Yes, yeah, sure. I can see. Well, no. Like, there's no. What one best family game for? I mean, it was Smash, wasn't it? Because Game Awards did Smash for some reason this year.
Yeah, I can find out for you. Give me a second.
Like, what was in the Game Awards category for family games? Because I feel like this is.
I'm looking down the list.
It's a list of just nothing.
So, best family game at the Game Awards was Luigi's Mansion 3, Ring Fit Adventure, Super Mario Maker 2, Smash Bros. Ultimate, and Yoshi's Crafted World. So, yeah, like you said, the category.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a Nintendo category. Why is Mario Maker 2 not in here, man?
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know.
Mario Maker 2 is insane.
I
and yet they've come up and picked Watam, which is such an off the wall game. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm happy that it's in there, but like, how have they just gone? Yeah, Watam, that's fine. Like, it's clear they've just got this game was released last year. Yep. Oh.
Does he just cap it at 2 hours or something?
I don't know. Something happened and it died. Apologies. We died. Yeah.
It's interesting. Like Vacation Simulator, those games are really good. Like Job Simulator is really good. I don't know if I'd put it as the winner.
Oh, I love Job Simulator,
but it's really good. Concrete Genie, I really like.
Is it a family game?
I don't know, but I do really like it, and I think actually it has it has an impactful story as well.
It's cool. I like it, but again. Yeah.
Knights and Bikes, interesting one, because you can play. I don't know. It's got some interesting things. It'll probably be Goose Game or Luigi's Mansion 3 being realistic about it, but there's at least some interesting things in there.
Should be Wasam's good.
Yeah. Games Beyond Entertainment.
This is a weird fucking category as well.
What does it mean?
I genuinely don't know what it means.
What does it mean?
Civilization 6 Gathering Storm.
But how's that a game beyond?
Now I really don't understand what that category means.
Death Stranding.
Well, wait until there you go. Death Stranding's the next one.
Yep.
Kind Words, open bracket, lo-fi chill beats to write to, close brackets.
Yeah, that's bad.
Life is Strange 2, Neocab, and Ring Fit Adventure.
Why is Ring Fit Adventure a game beyond gaming but not a family?
Is this just another category that they could just cram a very popular game into?
Is this their version of like biggest impact or something like that? I mean, because you've got like Civilization.
Yeah. I think it's games for impact.
Yeah, you've got Death Stranding, which is Death Stranding, but Kind Words, Life is Strange, Neocab, Ring Fit. I mean, it's sort of like games that aren't necessarily impactful because of the game, which I guess then puts Death Stranding in there, even though it's Death Stranding. It does kind of fit within the category of that sense. Whether it should be in there or not is another question. Probably not, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, basically, yeah. I don't know. It's dumb. It needs to go to Kind Words. Kind Words is fucking amazing.
Yeah, I'd probably back that. Yeah. Louis?
I mean, I don't know what I'd give it to. I mean, the only one that I've played out of those is Death Stranding, and I wouldn't give a ton of awards. I wouldn't give it a ton of awards to that game.
You don't think it's a game beyond gaming?
No. No. I don't think it is. I don't think...
Fair enough.
I think if Death Stranding was a film, it would suck. It would be boring.
I mean, fair enough. I can't really. I mean, just for context, if you want to think about it a bit more, last year's winner was My Child Lebanese Born, and then you had 11/11 Memories Retold, Celeste, Florence, Life is Strange Episode 1 specifically, and then Nintendo Labo. So there you go. Things.
Labo? What the fuck? Labo?
Yeah, because again, it's a weird, random thing in it.
Oh, that is weird.
Game design, which is something we can all understand. Java is You, Control, Disco Elysium, Outer Wilds, Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, and Watam.
This is an interesting category.
I'd be tempted to give it to Outer Wilds.
Sekiro is getting a fair few mentions.
It's a very good game, but it is also a Bloodborne thing. But it is very good. Like, don't get me wrong. That's not an insult to it as such. But it's a known. In my head, it's like a known quantity.
Yeah. Are we talking about design as in the design of the game, or the concept of the design of the game, or
I suspect it means purely on a sort of. I mean, game design is quite a big thing, but I mean, if you look at the other categories, you say artistic achievement, audio achievement, these things exist. So it's like talking about. It's not. I don't think it's gameplay or anything like that. You know.
Yeah.
Sorry, Charlie.
It's not like what's the most fun game. It's like I don't know.
Sorry, Charlie. I have just noticed that you are now called Thundercat still.
Yeah. Just in case anyone,
It's still
just in
Thundercat.
case anyone was wondering who I was, because of the Chops recording, no, I am still Thundercat.
You are still.
I'd be tempted to give it to Outer Wilds because Outer Wilds is Outer Wilds.
I would want to give it to Watam, but then also Disco Elysium is a fucking well-designed game.
Yeah, I mean, I think Control is as well,
incredibly
but
well-designed.
maybe not at the same level. But I do think Control is as well. I haven't played Baba Is You, but I am very interested in it. But I haven't actually played it.
Where is you?
Do
not know much about it.
It's difficult to explain. It's like a puzzle game. It's
okay.
worth looking into. Is there anything we feel like? Yeah.
Design wise,
is there anything you think you like played it and you were like, shit, that was a big boy. That was a big boy.
Why is Death Stranding not up for design?
Maybe, yeah. I guess the game design isn't.
Because the big deal about Death Stranding outside of the story of it is the design of the game, in that it's sort of like the mechanics of walking and the mechanics of like balance and weird shit like that, right? Like it's not like the gameplay of that game is what makes it interesting, not the story or atmosphere or whatever. Like the design of how it's made, Kojima's sort of weird offshoot use of mechanics and controls is what makes Death Stranding interesting. So how is that not a design? Like Control, as far as it's a good game. Like it's a game, isn't it? It's a very standard gamey kind of game.
Standard. I like that description. Standard gamey kind of game.
I mean, like at the Game Awards, it got Death Stranding got it. At DICE, it was Control and Baba Is You.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, Death Stranding not being in it, I don't know.
It's just weird. It's just a weird little. Like, I know it's up for fucking everything else, but like, it's just weird that it's not up for that, of all things. The thing that it does particularly well, it's not up for.
Yeah, true. Louis, anything you think deserves to be in there or not?
I don't know. I'm a bit shit for this one because I've not played many games from this year apart from Death Stranding.
That you didn't like.
I didn't even like it.
Fair enough. Let's go into a category you might have. No, I don't think you will learn this one. So, multiplayer: Apex Legends, Borderlands 3, Call of Duty: Modern Warfare, Luigi's Mansion 3, TikTok: A Tale for Two, and Tom Clancy's Division 2.
No fighting games. No fighting games. Just gonna say.
Oh, I have played. Sorry.
No problem.
Yeah, I think some did, but I don't know what. I can't.
I have played Division 2.
There you go.
Oh.
I have played Division 2. Right.
Was it good?
It's boring as fuck. It's only entertaining purely for the fun me and my mate had dicking about in that game. We had fun.
Well,
we had fun.
That makes it better
for the wrong
multiplayer. Then.
We had fun in it for the wrong reasons. Like
that surely makes it best multiplayer. Then,
there was like some bits where you can like interact with the holograms, but you could like walk through them, and they'd like have some weird particle effects where they'd split apart as you were walking them, and I'd constantly just keep saying, "Hey, look, I'm inside him. I'm inside this man." And that's the kind of that's like the only fun I would get out of that game. I mean, the combat's dreadful, the story's dreadful. It's kind of just it's dreadful. It's drab, dreary, boring, relatively unfun, basic.
Fair. I think Louis hit a nail on the head here. Like I've never played TikTok, but like the rest of them, Luigi's Mansion, whatever. But like Apex, Borderlands, COD, and Division are all just very basic. I think.
Yeah, it's very much like if you're into it, you're into it, but it's not like
I'm playing a shooting game.
I think like Apex Legends is like the best battle royale apart. That is a battle royale if you don't include Fortnite. Like Borderlands 3 is not as good as Borderlands 2, but it exists. Like Modern Warfare is Call of Duty, sure. And like I said, I'd want to look at TikTok because I haven't actually played it or like.
I don't even know what it
me
is.
neither. I can see a picture of it, and I'm like, oh, that looks like something I might be interested in, but who knows? Also, to answer the question, there were quite a few fighting games. No, the biggest one's probably Mortal Kombat 11, but there were quite a few.
Yeah, maybe.
We had
surprisingly that's not been nominated.
BlazBlue, Central Friction, Jump Force that came out in February.
Jump Force is terrible.
Dead or Alive 6. Power Rangers Battle for the Grid. Power Rangers Battle for the Grid again, but that time on PS4. Mortal Kombat 11. Samurai Showdown. Killer Kill.
That's supposed to be good.
Killer Kill If.
That's interesting. That's an odd game. I've played that. That's a very weird game.
Skullgirls Second Encore. And then
Skullgirls, great.
The weirdest one for me, which was this Shovel Knight fighting game that came out, Shovel Knight Showdown. Which isn't really a game, it's a DLC, but still. That's picking hairs. Music. Control, Death Stranding.
I'm
just going to skip over them real quick. Disco Elysium, Outer Wilds, The Legend of Zelda, Link's Awakening, and then Watam.
I've not played it, but I'm sure Adam's probably going to say something like Zelda's got some really good music.
I've not. No, I don't know. It's all right.
Very well.
Like it's as good as Zelda music usually is, which is pretty good.
Death Stranding has music. It's relatively ambient, I guess.
What I want to know is for Death Stranding, are they choosing the in-game music or are they choosing the Timefall compilation album that Kojima got like Bring Me the Horizon and Churches to make?
No, it just kind of Death Stranding just kind of like plays a lot of ambient music, basically depending on the sort of environments that you're in. And it's all right, I guess.
I'm not happy, guys.
No.
Where's Kingdom Hearts?
Kingdom Hearts didn't get nominated at all, I don't think.
For animation and music, this is all so. Yoko Shimomura is one of the best composers in the industry. She's been in the Classical Hall of Fame for her compositions. And for Kingdom Hearts 3, she's done some of the best work of her career. How is that not in Best Music?
For context, Kingdom Hearts got 0 nominations at the DICE Awards and then got 2 at the Game Awards. One of which
it did get a couple at the Game Awards.
It got 2 at the Game Awards, one of which was Best Score / Music. It lost to Death Stranding, but it was there.
It at least got nominated. Like the fact that you don't nominate Kingdom Hearts is outrageous. Maybe it's just because it's January and it's not allowed to be. Whatever. In which case, also Goose Game is fucking great. But this is gonna Fire Emblem Three Houses came out last year. Fire Emblem Three Houses has incredible music. As one of the best soundtracks I've heard in a very long while. Like it's really good.
Yeah.
That's not even anywhere on this, and we're going to come to that in performers and game of the year. The Fire Emblem's not on this list anywhere, but the fact that Fire Emblem Three Houses isn't on this list at all, and like Zelda's Watam, yeah, it's fine. Does Control have a really good soundtrack?
I think it's probably good.
It's good. Like everything in here, I'm just like, oh, it's a good soundtrack, but like none of them are like, oh, these are amazing soundtracks.
Yeah, Control got nominated in sound. If you wanted to put it in general sound categories for the others as well, it won outstanding achievement in original music composition at DICE. Was it DICE, yeah. But still,
It's kind of like, okay, these are good, I guess.
Ultimately,
They're
it
not
doesn't
bad.
have the best song from the year, which is of course Final Judgment from Resident Evil 2, because that is a banger. Narrative,
There we go.
Control, and then somehow not Death Stranding. Amazing. Disco Elysium.
How is Death not? How?
I mean, Kojima. The Disco Elysium, Life is Strange 2, Outer Wilds, The Outer Worlds, and Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
How is Death Stranding nominated for Beyond Gaming, but not for narrative, but not for not for design? Why have they nominated Death Stranding for things that it doesn't understand, and then not nominated it for things that it focuses on? Fucking idiot. And Star Wars.
I mean, I've not played Star Wars, but my mate protests that it's a good game.
Outer Worlds.
It's good.
I feel like Life is Strange is in there because they ran out of
I feel like
Life is Strange is in narrative, but not in and in Beyond games. Like if Life is Strange 2 is in the same category as Death Stranding for Beyond gaming, and they're both narrative.
But I feel like Life is Strange 2 is probably, I would put it second or third on that list.
It's probably got sense. Like it probably makes sense as a story, unlike Death Stranding.
Like out of these, like the top three are Disco Elysium, Life is Strange 2, and The Outer Wilds.
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah,
Disco Elysium is probably the best.
Yeah, and again, Control is really good, but I don't know. It's also nominated for everything.
It's also nominated. It's just a fucking.
It's also nominated for everything. So
like, it's just a like Control. Like as good as it is, it's just a video game. Like I don't think as far as I can tell, there's nothing special about it. It is just another Remedy game, and it's like, okay, cool. You've done Alan Wake again. You've done another Max Payne. Well done.
Fair enough. Original property. You know what's coming next. Right, Baba Is You. Way. Disco Elysium. Way. Outer Wilds. Untitled Goose Game, and 2 other games.
like, and two other
games. They do kind of they do fit here very well. They do.
Yeah, they do. It's just they're going to be there.
Goose Game is such a fucking. What's the actual category name? Original
property.
Fuck it, give it a Goose Game. Fuck the others. Give it a Goose Game.
Yeah, Goose Game is Goose Game is a real charming character of a game.
Yeah, it's absolutely.
Crazy.
Yeah, it'd be between that and Baba Is You for me, but yeah, Goose Game because Goose Game.
Goose Game is just it is. Did you see your fucking Game Awards where they came on with the Muppets? That's why Goose Game is best original property.
Oh, Outer Wilds as well, but yeah, Goose Game. Right, we get into the performance. Let's do technical achievements, then we'll do performances.
There's so many categories.
We're at the end now, Louis. We're at the end.
There's too many categories. Yeah.
We're at the end. That's why I'm doing technical achievement first, because then we just got the performers and then game of the year. So I feel like we should give.
Well, this one's easy because this is there's a game that's nominated here that's not nominated anywhere else, and it deserves it.
Well, there's 2 nominated here that aren't nominated anywhere else, as far as I can remember.
There's one that deserves it.
A Plague Tale: Innocence, yes. Call of Duty: Modern Warfare, Control, Death Stranding, Metro Exodus, and Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice.
I'm an idiot. I own a copy of Metro Exodus and I've not played it yet.
And that shows why it's not gonna win anything.
Well,
it's so easily forgotten.
I've not played it yet. I mean, I love the other games in the Metro series. Like, I really like them, but I've not played it because I've just been doing lots of other stuff.
No, that's fair enough, isn't it? It is fair.
I mean, if it is rubbish, then it's rubbish. But I don't know that. I don't
think it's rubbish. I think it's a good game, but I don't think the fact that this is the only thing that it's mentioned on is. But I don't know. Like a Plague. So what? So the one that I'm standing at is A Plague Tale: Innocence, which is incredible.
Yeah.
But also, why is that not on narrative? Why is that not on design? Why is that only on tech? What's the category? The category is technical what?
Technical achievement, in the same way that I guess artistic achievement and audio achievement exist.
So they've nominated A Plague Tale, a game with a really great narrative and game design, in a category that doesn't mean anything, basically.
I mean, it does to an extent. I mean, Plague Tale, I'm surprised by how good looking it is every time I look at it. And then on top of that, like
it manages to have a bazillion rats on screen at any one time.
Do you know apparently all of those rats have individual AI as well? That's a weird thing that exists.
Yeah.
There you go.
Which is, I guess, that's why it's a technical achievement.
Yeah, I'd pick it. I would pick it. Louis?
I guess.
That's the attitude. Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, I understand. Don't worry. Trust me, I understand. I'm just taking a piss. Let's do performer in a supporting role.
Performer support. This is right. Yeah, okay. So this is why I was a bit.
Jolene.
Basically, in between these two, the performing roles, both performing categories, Death Stranding and Life is Strange 2 basically are all of them. Which is
you're not incorrect. So, performer in a supporting role. Jolene Anderson as Karen Reynolds in Life is Strange 2. Troy Baker as Higgs in Death Stranding. Sarah Bartholomew as Cassidy in Life is Strange 2. Aisha Issa as Fliss in the Dark Pictures anthology Man of Medan. Or Medan, sorry.
Man of Medan.
Medan. Leah Seydoux, I can never pronounce Seydoux. I'm not French. As Fragile in Death Stranding, and then Marty Sosaulo as 80, the janitor in Control. Sorry.
Control. Right. So my biggest thing here is where the fuck is Mads Mikkelsen?
I mean, I feel like every day in my life. You know, I just want to know where he is, what he's up to.
Why do we have 2 Death Stranding nominations, but neither of them are Mads Mikkelsen?
Again, I just want to know what he's up to. In fact, while you talk about that, and Louis, how do you feel? I'm just going to look at his Instagram or something just to see what he's up to.
So, what's all this again?
Cool.
Supporting performance.
Performance.
Troy Baker and Lee Seydoux or whatever from Death Stranding are both best performances. What's the name? Fragile.
Yes.
Fragile and what?
Fragile.
What's Troy Baker's character? Higgs and Fragile. I'll go to Higgs and Fragile.
Look, I mean, Troy Baker's good in stuff. He's usually good in stuff, isn't he?
Higgs is good and creepy, to be fair to it. He does very good as Higgs, specifically. Like, he is creepy. He's not the most creepy character I can think of, but he is good at it. But then again, it's not most creepy as an award, is it?
Unfortunately.
Also,
is Fragile good?
Mads Mikkelsen is currently on a set of some film, just to let everyone know. Carry on.
Ooh.
He's got a beard now. Lovely stuff.
Seriously, why is Mads Mikkelsen not up for best supporting performer?
My man, he's beyond games. He's beyond life.
Didn't he win? Didn't he win the Game Awards one?
Yes, he did.
Well, there we go.
The Dice. You know who won at Dice, innit?
No.
It was the Goose from Untitled Goose Game.
Oh, right. Okay. No, fair enough.
Okay.
No, I'm alright with that as well. Well, no, wait. Why is he supporting performer?
I know that was just performer in general.
Yeah, there we go. Goose is the real performer.
Mads won support in general. Performance in general.
Yeah.
Let's do performer in a leading role as well. Laura Bailey as Kate in Gears of War 5. Courtney Hope as Jesse in Control. Logan Marshall Green as David in Telling Lies. Gonzalo Martin as Sean in Life is Strange 2. Barry Sloan as Captain Price in Modern Warfare. And then Big Norman Reedus as Sam in Death Stranding.
Norman Reedus and the Funky Fetus.
Yeah, where's the Funky Fetus on this list?
It should be in leading and supporting.
I had a big problem with this category at the Game Awards, and I have a similar problem here, in that it's all fucking Control and Death Stranding. But so at the Game Awards, the only line of dialogue they had in the opening montage for the awards was from Fire Emblem Three Houses, and it was one of the main characters of that game saying "kill every last one of them," and his performance in the game, I believe he's called Chris in real life. He plays a character called Dimitri. He is the main lord of a certain route in that game. So he counts as main performance, and it's incredible. It's really, really, really fucking good. He doesn't deserve to win. He deserves to be nominated, especially over people having multiple fucking games in it. I mean, this one's a little bit less bad, but like the Game Awards one was atrocious. And Death Stranding, Life is Strange, Control, fucking nominees everywhere else. We deserve to give other games a bit of credit.
I mean, I kind of feel like 2019 wasn't a fantastic year for games, really.
Maybe it wasn't great, but
No.
still, there are a bunch of great games out there that haven't been nominated for any of these awards.
I mean, Resident Evil 2 has got none at all. And Resident Evil 2 was probably my game of the year, potentially.
Yeah, that is a bit of an issue.
There we go. My performance, I think it's Chris Hockney.
Fair enough.
It's one of them. But Dimitri, Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Yeah.
Your favourite performer of this year?
My favourite performer of this year?
Yeah, who do you think? Who's your favourite performance out of everyone? Any of the options, or have you got someone else in mind? If you mentioned, that's fair.
I mean, I remember they mentioned Kay out of Gears of War 5.
Yeah, Laura Bailey.
Yes.
And I mean, it seemed... Because that is a game I did play as well. But that came out late 2018, didn't it? So I didn't think that would be on this list.
I'd have to double check that. Carry on.
This is a good question. Where did Gears 5 come out? I don't know.
I'll look it up while you talk.
Yeah, just look at them.
But I don't know. I feel like I think she's quite good. She's got some real emotion and depth.
It's Laura Bailey, Troy Baker. They like every single.
I think her performance.
They do every voice role, and they're great.
I feel like her performance in Gears of War in Gears 5 is much better than what it was in Gears 4. Because I don't know, I feel like she just had a bit of a more boring, broodier personality, and I don't know. I feel like it's a bit more developed in Gears of War 5. So I don't know. I think she does a good job.
So it came out in September, but I've lost all interest in Gears of War for a while. But I suspect she's great. I like the trailer when it was just her.
Yeah, Laura Bailey. Laura Bailey is a fantastic. Like I said, Laura Bailey and Troy Baker. Like every single year, they'll be nominated for this award, and like they'll probably win it if there's no one better in that category. So it's fine.
So the final two are the two game of the years. So we have the EE Mobile Game of the Year, which is voted for by the public. Adam, this is your territory. Have you played any of these?
I played What the Golf. What the Golf is fucking good.
Yeah, so you have Assemble with Care, Call of Duty Mobile, Dead Man's Phone, Pokemon Go, Tangle Tower SFB. I know that's the developer. Apologies, Tangle Tower. And then What the Golf. Yeah, I'd give it to What the Golf. Just because I love
What the Golf's fucking great, man. What the Golf's fucking good, man.
Yeah.
So that's all we need to know.
Louis, any opinion on that or not? Should we just move on?
Just should move on.
Fair enough. And then finally,
Game of the Year.
Game of the Year. Bants, only one of the two games is nominated for this one. Control, Disco Elysium, Luigi's Mansion 3, Outer Wilds, Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, and Untitled Goose Game.
So many nominations for the same games.
Yeah. They're all. It's like literally just listing the same games like 100 times. It's It's just sleepy.
So I guess going through them, Control is very good. I don't know if I'd say Game of the Year, but it's very good. Disco Elysium is obviously great.
Disco Elysium's probably Game of the Year.
Luigi
Properly as well, not like...
Luigi's Mansion 3 is very, very good. It's a Luigi's Mansion game.
Why is Luigi's Mansion 3 nominated for Game of the Year?
But it is very good, to be fair. But it's not Game of the Year. Outer Wilds, yeah, that should be in there. Sekiro Shadow Die Twice, yeah, it's really good.
That actually won Game of the Year at Game Awards, didn't it? So
it did, yes. And then Untitled Goose Game, obviously, is Untitled Goose Game, which won at DICE, Game of the Year at DICE.
It did, didn't it? Yeah.
I think Resident Evil 2 should be in there, if I'm honest. Like, that game is so good. It's obviously another Resident Evil game. Yeah. It's not like its audio stuff is very good. Obviously, its performances aren't unreal. It's just Resident Evil. It's not hammy, but it's not bad by any stretch of imagination. They're good performances, but they're not unreal. But that game comes together incredibly, and it is really, really good. And it's probably my Game of the Year.
Here's where I, Adam, man of the people, speaks.
Also, APAC.
So the Game of Awards. I will go back to the Game Awards. There is one game, my Game of the Year, Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Yep.
That was only nominated for one category, and it was Best Strategy Game. Now, at the Game Awards, they also have a People's Choice Award. So the people vote for their Game of the Year at the Game Awards. Not anyone else, just the people, the fans, and they nominated Fire Emblem Three Houses. Fire Emblem Three Houses was the winner of the People's Game of the Year.
Yes, the player.
It was only nominated for one category otherwise.
Which was something that I'm looking through now.
Best strategy game.
Sorry, yeah, of course.
Now, it's also my personal Game of the Year. I fucking love that game. The fact that it has not got any attention in any of these fucking award shows is travesty. If you ask me.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean,
it's very, very, very fucking good.
Was...
And if the people say it's the Game of the Year, it's fucking Game of the Year.
Yeah, it won Best Strategy at DICE, and then, it won the People's Voice at the Game Awards. And also Best Strategy Game there as well. Yeah.
Yep.
Louis?
Game. Death Stranding, Game of the Year?
No.
No. Are you sure?
Sure, yeah.
No.
You're not sure?
I mean, I'm sure that...
Are you chopping vegetables?
It sounds like it.
No. Could you imagine?
you
just there with this fucking carrot, like... This is what this has done to him now. He's like, fucking hell, I'm just going to...
Making tomorrow's tea.
Yeah.
No, Death Stranding is not Game of the Year, nor is it anywhere close.
So
it's not nominated.
Yeah. I mean, what is my Game of the Year?
FIFA 20.
Yeah.
FIFA 20.
For Switch. So basically FIFA 19 then.
Yeah. What is it, Louis? Come on. Don't leave us in suspense.
Do you have one? I mean, he's only played like 3 games, so it's...
I have only played like 3 games. I mean, possibly.
Potentially, yeah. Out of the ones that you played,
what annoys me about Gears of War is that even Gears of War is now doing the annoying open worldy shit.
Oh, don't talk to me about that, Louis. I've already been through the area where Final Fantasy did it, then Metal Gear Solid did it, then Zelda did it. Oh.
So
don't talk to me about that.
Those sections are kind of fun, but they're unnecessary. I mean, I feel like it would have still been a better experience if you just replaced it with just like a linear story. I mean, I'm not saying I don't think the game's not good. I just think they just kind of shoved in a gameplay element which I feel doesn't really have its place in that game.
Yeah, I get that. Sounds about right.
Anthem. You loved Anthem. You loved it.
Anthem is game of the year. Anthem, game of all decades.
Oh, shut up, Charlie.
Fair enough. But that is everything at the BAFTAs. Resident Evil 2 got shafted because it's literally not nominated for a single thing, which is mad.
Resident Evil 2 was massive. Like, so talk about like big snubs there. I think Resident Evil 2, Kingdom Hearts. I think Fire Emblem. There's a few other games that are like big that didn't get anything right. Well, I don't think there were any other big games, but Resident Evil, Kingdom Hearts massively snubbed there.
Which is weird, but it is what it is. It is what it is.
Well, BAFTAs, you've enjoyed sucking on the throbbing, veiny cock of Death Stranding and Control.
Okay, well, it's just very graphic, and I personally didn't need it. You know what I mean?
Yes, it was gross and grotesque, and it's how I felt.
Fair enough. Of course, in unrelated news, Hideo Kojima will receive a fellowship at the award.
You were going to say he will receive a blowjob at the award.
If you want to call it that.
He could really. He will receive fellatio at the award.
Oh, dude! You know, with that guy who made 2 Oscars like kiss each other.
Yes, Bong Joon-ho, I guess.
The
Korean director who won Parasite.
Yeah. What do you reckon Kojima will like recreate that with the BAFTAs that he gets?
Yeah. Yes, he will. He's already made a video game storing those BAFTAs where they are all naked carrying fetuses and crying. They're all just crying endlessly. And one's got a metal arm or something.
I feel like Kojima's stories in Metal Gear Solid were good because he was given restraint. Like there were people that would say to him, "No, you're not putting this in. It's fucking stupid."
No, I think it's the exact opposite. I think Kojima was allowed to do whatever the fuck he wanted, and because it was in the ideal of Metal Gear, where everything's fucking weird anyway, it doesn't matter. Like everything in those games is fucking outrageous, and we love it for it. Whereas Death Stranding is kind of like trying to be more serious and grounded.
No, it's
and then it's just got all of the.
Is it?
No, it's trying to be serious and grounded and tell an emotional story that's genuinely sad, and then Kojima's weird shit happens, and you're like, oh, okay. Whereas in Metal Gear, it's not trying to tell a serious, sad story. It's just like a dumb spy film with weird bullshit in it.
Amazon delivery man. Norman Reedus is taken a bit of a step back. He's been he's had quite a blow in his circumstances, and now he has to be.
He's been demoted from Daryl to delivery.
Now he has to be Amazon Prime delivery man.
From zombies
with
to
weird
BT.
With the leader. Who the leader is what I can only describe as a masked neutral good Jeff Bezos.
That's atrocious. You know, Norman Reedus was in Charmed.
Is he?
Yeah, he was in there for a few episodes.
As in the like late 90s, early
The
noughties
Witchy
witchy
show.
show.
Yeah,
That show was great.
he was in Charmed.
By great,
yeah.
I mean
No, we're going to mention Charmed.
Fun.
It wasn't great, but it's very watchable.
It was
Like, one of those shows that is just too watchable. I remember it being like aired more recently, and I just watched it all, and I was like, okay, I'll watch all of Charmed.
It's categorically not a great show, but it's just like you watch it and you're like, yeah, man, this is.
She's like, yeah, I'm having a
grand old time. Charmed.
This is entertaining.
Do you know what?
Charmed should have been Game of the Year.
Do you know what I've kind of decided? I mean, I kind of decided this a couple of years ago. This is why I'm not super invested in video game award shows anymore, because I feel like they're just shit.
Yeah, I think that's the same. I kind of get invested in this. I feel like it's kind of our award show, even though it's all bogged down in advertising and shit like that. It's like it's the Game Awards. It bills itself as the Game Awards, and it's like it's more official, I think. But also it is just a big fucking advertisement at the end of the day. So I don't fucking.
Yeah, I usually quite like the BAFTAs. This year not as much, but usually alright.
This year is a fucking mess. Yeah, usually it's pretty good, but this year is a fucking mess.
Yeah. But I guess we'll end with this. I think Charmed has a great theme song. How Soon Is Now, a cover of the Smiths song, great. But it's not as good as Dragonball Durag by Thundercat, which I'm still listening to.
Not. You've been listening to it for over 2 hours.
And I'm not
potentially 3 hours.
Yeah,
like,
we have been doing this. We have been doing this for the record.
It is a 3 hour.
Not 3 hours.
I said we were going to do a fucking. To be fair, it was because I said we were doing a shorter one last week, and then we did a shorter one, and now we're doing a fucking long one. That's longer than all podcasts.
It's the BAFTAs that have done it.
It is the BAFTAs that have done it. You're right. This is the award show of podcasts. Over longer, nobody.
I feel like we should add a disclaimer: is that we talk about the BAFTAs, it's relatively shit, and we'll have that as the unofficial end of the podcast.
Just in the description, there's a bit where we cut off halfway through. You can stop there
if you want to.
Don't listen to the remaining 40 minutes of shit.
Oh, it feels like we've been talking about the BAFTAs for at least an hour. It's been horrible.
About 40 minutes, isn't it? It's been longer than that. I don't know. Yeah, fucking hell.
Screw you.
Anyway, thank you very much for listening. It's Dara Brian's fault, yeah. Where can we find you? Louis, what have you been doing? Where can we find you? What have you done?
I'm on Twitter, Berticus95. I sometimes tweet about stuff, maybe. Ooh. I also play for a competitive Magic the Gathering team called Team Fresh. We write articles at teamfresh.co.uk about Magic-related stuff.
There we go. And Charlie, where can we find you? What you've been doing?
Mate, my Twitters were flipping. they were shouted out at the beginning.
Fucking do it again, right?
Fucking do it again.
Louis, what's your team's? Just very quickly, what's your team's website?
I think it's teamfresh.co.uk.
Yeah, it's definitely not. I've just typed that in and it takes.
Or Team Fresh MTG. Sorry, try.
Team Fresh MTG.
TG.co.uk.
I'll put MTD. Hang on. Team Fresh.
Oh shit, that's a new website.
This is riveting, but I just said no. That's not it either.
It is.
So you can find me at you can find me at ATopLad on Twitter. I do lots of dumb stuff. You can find all of it through there, including other fake Twitter accounts I have. Not fake ones, they're real ones, but you know,
they're all fake.
Yeah, nothing's real. The world is a lie.
Nothing's real.
I'm gonna find.
And you can find me on Hurda Noise, HURDA Noise on Twitter. I do all sorts of stuff round and about because I do lots of stuff now, which is silly. Yeah, thank you very much for listening to us. It's been a fucking long one.
It's freshmtg.co.uk. I found it. I found you, Louis.
Right. Fresh MTG.
There's no team in it. It's just Fresh MTG.
It's just fresh out here, fam.
No team.
Yeah. So I mean, I've got an article on there, Charlie. You read it and come off knowing nothing more.
Oh, bro, I'm looking at it right now. It's called Killing People with Ghosts. I'm looking at it literally right now.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's come back to Louis killing people again.
Oh my god, the world will never end. I don't know.
The world will never end. And with that, the world ends. Our whole world ends. So again, thank you very much for listening, and we will see you next week. If you've not been scared off by this 3-hour-long fucking monstrosity,
we won't make another 3-hour monstrosity.
We'll fucking try not to.
God,
See you next week.
See you
Bye.
next week. Bye bye.